Coming to you from Acumen Stadium on the beautiful campus of St. Clair College in Windsor, Ontario, as the 8-0 Saints prepare to do battle with the 3-5 Hamilton Hurricanes in the Ontario Football Conference semifinals. My name is Dan Dominguez, filling in for the ailing Justin Prince, and alongside of me is Badi Kwas. And we, along with the We Digital crew, will be bringing you all the action here as the OFC playoffs are about to begin. Badi, the playoffs are finally here. The Saints took 2 games against the Hurricanes in the regular season. What are they going to have to do here to beat them for a third time?
They have to stay true to their form. Control the line of scrimmage, run the ball effectively, complete short passes and let their athletes break some things open, and most importantly, take care of the ball, which is very cliche at any playoff game, the team that takes care of the ball the best. And that's going to go as well for Hamilton. If they can take care of the ball, they'll likely stay in the game a little longer. But that being said, the Saints at 8-0, winning the 2 games earlier, they need to play their brand of football.
So the Saints win the toss. They elect to defer. They're going to kick off. Coach LaChance there. And we're underway, the semifinals. Kick to just inside the 20-yard line. He kicks back. The kicker recovers that. He's going to just fall down and get possession. A little bit of odd strategy. What do you see there, Badi?
Well, it's a unique strategy, and Coach Hayes tried to employ something, and I think they might get away with this.
We got a flag there. That can be...
No, I think I'm going to try to explain this flag because it's a weird rule here in Canada. So there was a kickback. So what happened was the kickback came, and anyone behind the kicker is eligible for it. So you're going to have a push against the Saints, which means it's a block in the back in essence, but the guy might not have been eligible. Let's get the call.
He was the onside player.
He was the onside player.
He was onside.
I think they did initial illegal block, but we're waiting for the official word.
That's what I was told. He was onside.
So it is an interesting call. We're going to get the official call right now from our head umpire in the white hat. That's Mr. Bruce Carter.
Block. St. Clair backing it up 10, first down.
So the Saints are going to start with the ball. They're at their own 33-yard line.
Yeah, very interesting. They were just maybe trying to flip the field because it looks like they're going into the wind to start the Hurricanes, and they thought maybe they can catch the Saints sleeping on a punt back, and the Saints get the ball.
Not a heavy win tonight. We'll see what kind of factor it is. Andrew Brush, starting quarterback, all-star quarterback for the St. Clair Saints. Might have had someone offside there. Cartier up the middle. Looked like one of the receivers jumped there.
Yeah, it came out pretty quick, so if the receiver didn't give them that 1 yard, it could have been a lineman lined up offside. Hard to see, but here on the inside run, see some good push, 4 yards off the opening play, but we'll see what the flag is. And like you said, it was indeed offside.
Yeah, it looked like that slot receiver got a head start there. So that'll back the Saints up. Still first down. First and 15, he'll be back. Should be about their 28-yard line.
Offside, number 10.
Yeah, I know Coach LaChance, or any coach for that matter, hates that. The receiver is not going to be an impactful play on an inside run when you're on the backside. Make sure you're not offside on that play.
Because he knew the play in the huddle. He shouldn't have been running past there.
Absolutely.
2 plays, 2 penalties for the Saints, so we'll see if they can get back in action here. Again, Brush. Cartier behind them. Lewis over in motion to the left side. 4 receivers that way. He looks up the middle, runs right. Past the 30, 35, cuts it up. Past the 40, keep it going just inside the 45-yard line. Good run by the quarterback, Andrew Brush.
And this one here is a perfect example of a quarterback who understands what's happening. He looked left, checked to his number 1, number 2, and then realized step up in the pocket and use your athleticism, and he does pick up about 13 yards and gives them a first down.
Yep. Great run. Brush had 308 yards rushing this year, so he can move when the pocket collapses on him.
And I should correct myself. It was 16
yeah,
yards. It was first and 15.
Yep. And with all the receivers on the left-hand side, the right side wide open. 2 receivers run right. 5 on the play clock. Handoff, Cartier, left side, outside. Feet drops the ball. Fumble.
Fortunately,
I think they're saying they got it. I don't know if someone got a hand in there or he just lost the handle. We'll have to check that on the replay.
His eyes were wide open. You'll see here on the replay, he was wide open. There was nothing there. He just lost it. He had at least 6 more yards after that, so that was going to bring up a 2nd and short. And as it turns out, fortunately for the Saints, they didn't lose possession, but they are behind the chains again at 2nd and 12.
So some unforced errors so far for the St. Clair Saints. A little bit of jitters for the playoffs, I'm sure.
And this might be the coldest night they've played in all year, so that might factor in terms of the texture, feeling that ball against your skin.
I know they've been practicing at night all week, but we'll hopefully that can turn things around here early. Brush drops back, looks right. Wide open. Hayes Williams still on his feet. Get gang tackled just past the 50-yard line. They're in Hamilton Hurricane territory after that reception.
Well, let me start off by giving full props to the offensive line. You'll see on the replay, Brush had a full pocket to step up into. The offensive line gave him time. When you give a big, tall, strong-arm quarterback time, those square ends to Hayes Williams, who is an all-star receiver and a talented player with the ball in his hands, he can get that all day long, and that picked up 20 yards on that play.
So first down here, 12 minutes to go. Ball at the 48-yard line. 3 receivers in motion to the left. Hands off to Cartier, up the middle. Good run, about 6 yards. Nice inside handoff there. Makes second down easier.
Yeah, and you see a lot of motion. As you said, you see 3 guys going in motion. They're trying to gauge what's going to happen. And on that inside run, linebacker walks out, and they're going to stay with their primary call when they see that much motion and a linebacker walk out. They have a good box to run into, and they pick up a good 6 yards there, and that's exactly where you want to be. Second and manageable, which if you get 3 yards, you're in 3-down territory anyway here.
Yeah, on the plus side of the field now. 2nd and 4. Brush back, Cartier behind them. It's Lewis. Javier Lewis moving. Takes the handoff, looks right. Wide open. Down the right side to the 30. Hayes Williams pushed out around the 20-yard line. Another Saints first down.
Absolutely perfect protection, perfect route, perfect throw. They do a little play action inside, which freezes the linebackers, and this ball just gets over the linebacker into that little B-seam on that stop route. And again, big quarterback, big receiver, they connect, and now they're in the score zone.
And Hayes Williams, 617 yards, top receiver in the OFC, 6 touchdowns. He does it all for them offensively.
100%, a talent through and through.
So just right at the red zone now, the Saints. First scoring opportunity of this ball game. Another inside handoff. Breaks 1 tackle. Pushes through for maybe a yard or 2.
Yeah, that was just a missed assignment there. That should not have been tackled that short. Your fullback, Javier Lewis, he needs to set that edge. There was the outside linebacker sitting there. Probably would have picked up 4, 5, 6 more. Nonetheless, you at least get positive yards on it.
So big play here for the Hamilton Hurricanes defense. One running back, Cartier's back. Brush in the shotgun. 2 receivers on each side, looking right. High throw, nice catch. He toe taps on for the, looks like a first down. Again, the all-star, Jared Hayes Williams. Nice little toe tap.
Yeah, but you know what? A perfect throw. That has to be to the outside. It's the only spot where he knows he can get his guy a first down without the risk of it being intercepted. You can't turn it over in the red zone. Perfect throw, great protection once again. Your best receiver, which you've already alluded to, in the conference, goes up, makes a play for you, and now you're in goal on your opening possession.
I'm a Steelers fan. That brought back a little bit of Ben Roethlisberger, the Santonio Holmes there.
Yeah,
some good memories.
Against Arizona.
Some good memories. All right, first and goal, 10-yard line. Just under 10 minutes to go in the first quarter. Saints driving. In the first possession of the game. Fakes the quick throw, hand up, big hole up the middle, in for the touchdown, Saints! Cartier up the middle, almost untouched. The Saints lead it 6-0.
And there's where, when you do have the balance of run and pass, and you see the celebration there, Dan, you do a little pump fake to the hitch, and the linebackers bail right away, and you do a little delay draw inside, and it opens up. And all he has to do is make one guy miss. And for the most part, I'll take any running back in the open field with a two-way go of it against a defender. 90% of the time, and that's how you start off a playoff game, with a great solid drive despite a couple mistakes.
Point after coming. I think we could have got you through that hole there, Badi, for that touchdown.
For 1 yard.
The point after is good, and the Saints lead at 7-0. They're taking care of business.
So I guess if any of our fans are wondering and they're saying, okay, why would Coach Hayes do that initial thing, that punt back?
Yep.
He may have saw something in a pregame in sort of his scouting, which said maybe we can catch them sleeping and flip 40 yards of field if we can recover it. Unfortunately, it was not executed. I think they were trying to pin him a little deeper, and it turns out to backfire because the Saints still have the option in the second half.
And there's Hayes Williams with that excellent toe tap down on the right side. 617 yards, as we mentioned earlier, 6 touchdowns, all conference wide receiver. Unanimous selection.
Yeah, and it's the yards per catch, too. It's 18.7. He's a guy who can not only stretch it vertically, but catch a 14-yarder and turn it up and turn it into 30, 40 yards. He's had a tremendous season, and last year he was outstanding. However, he was like option 3 pretty much in the offense last year.
So here's the kickoff. And the Hurricanes will get their first possession. Good kickoff down to the 5-yard line. Stutter steps, breaks it out to the left side. Saints gang up on him around the 24, 25-yard line. Good job by the Saints special teams. Good kickoff there.
Very good kickoff. Anytime you can get that thing outside the numbers, pretty much 5 yards hemmed in inside the 10-yard. Bottom line is not likely going to have a big return, and he was good enough to pick up 18 yards, and you'll see here the head-to-head matchup.
Like we said, they won 8-0, 3-5 for Hamilton. St. Clair won both matchups, and you can see the yards, the touchdown, 16. Saints have dominated all year long. They had some close matchups, though, during the regular season against Hamilton.
And they did, and that's a credit to Coach Hayes. He is one of the best coaches in the country, and he usually gets his team prepared for playoff games. And I wouldn't be surprised if he has a couple wrinkles here on the offense.
So it's Kieran Dej, the quarterback. He looks left, little wobbler, way past his wide receiver. Didn't look like he had the laces on that one. He might have tried to get rid of that too quickly.
Yeah, and that sheen on that brand new ball. You bring out a brand new ball on game day. It's a little cold outside. The wind is swirling a little bit. You don't get perfect grip on it. Sails on you, and second and long, as we see Coach Hayes.
That looked like Keyshawn Jordan intended, number 12 on the left side. So second and long, they're on their own 24-yard line. Clock just about to hit 9 minutes to go in this first quarter. Drops back, looks left. Big hole, gets the first down. Nice stiff arm there. Keyshawn Jordan with the reception and the first down.
Yeah, but we have a flag on the play, and I think they're guilty of the same thing that happened earlier. There might have been a little early movement. There are guys onside because both outside guys called the same thing. So we'll see if this goes back, but that was what they were trying to do the first time around. Here, let's get the call.
That's a big penalty there. Ooh. So the D jump, so they're going to decline that penalty and take the first down.
So if both those flags came out right away, my guess is somebody lined up in that neutral zone. Bottom line is the Hurricanes got out of the hole. They got a first down here. So now they're set up at the 37-yard line with a reset of the chains.
We didn't have the angle there from our vantage point to see if he was lined up, but most likely to call. So first down, the Hurricanes, 1st and 10 on their own 37. They get their first down of the ball game. 6 receivers. He looks right, fakes, comes back. He's looking to run, breaks one tackle. He's going to get mauled around the 36, 37-yard line. Not a lot of room to go after he pulled that ball down.
Yeah, so the first couple plays, Coach Morency had the defensive playing off just a little bit, so they tried to do another little quick hitch. This time the defense came up and pressed. Dej had nowhere to go with the ball, and next thing you know, he has to scramble, and he ends up losing about a half yard.
So there's Dej, 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns to 7. Not a great ratio there. Only 50% on the completion rate.
But he is a rookie, so I'll give him a little bit of leeway right now. He's learning the game at this level.
So they're stacked way to the right side, all the receivers. He looks right. Man open. Just short of the first down if they can keep him. They keep him short, probably about 2 yards. He was open, but the DBs did a good job to surround him after the reception.
Yeah, his forward progress has him real close. This might actually call for a measurement. You'll see here on the replay that it was a pretty good thrown ball, and he gets right around to that 47-yard line, so they're calling it just 3rd and short, so I'm guessing they're going for it. But right off the bat, the one thing I did see, max protection. They kept 7 in and a running back to give their quarterback time to set his feet and throw a deep ball here.
And that was their all-star receiver, Quinn Robertson, 6'2", 190, doing a good job in traffic.
So a calculated risk here. In Canada, we know you get the 1-yard neutral zone. You better convert this if you're the Hurricanes. That's exactly what you want.
I would assume that's Caden Williams, the running back. He's going to take up a snap from under center for the first time in the ball game. Hands off, looks left, reaches. It's going to be close. The offensive line pointing, saying he got it. We'll see what the officials have to say. They indicate first down, Hurricanes. Good tough run there.
Yeah, and it was actually a bottle up right off the get-go. That second stretch, maybe, just maybe, got him that first down, and that is indeed the case as they look like they're going to officially move the chains finally.
I didn't catch the number. I thought I saw 22. That's a linebacker in our scorebook, but maybe he's their fullback as well.
Well, you never know. In their short yardage package, sometimes you're going to bring in some bigger bodies to maybe gain an extra yard here. Hard to see the numbers with these black jerseys on these dark.
With the naked eyes it is.
Yeah.
We're using the monitor here a little bit. So on their own 48, Hurricanes making some ground. Looks left. That ball's high. Just off the fingertips. Incomplete. That ball is intended for 87. Anthony Grigg, another one of their all-star receivers, 6'1", 180. That was a tough catch. If he gets over his head, those St. Clair DBs.
That's right, and they had a nice bracket coverage there. They had inside leverage and over-the-top leverage. That throw could only be perfect. Fortunately for the Hurricanes, it was not intercepted, but they're trying to get it in their playmakers' hands. And Grigg is an all-star, as you see by his stats.
600 yards, 4 touchdowns, and saved an interception. Shea Winter had eyes for that one. Here we go, 2nd and 10. Looks right. Short pass just inside the 50. Breaks one tackle, stutter steps, pushing forward. Going to be short. Just short of the midfield line.
Yeah, so I would suspect the punt team's going to come on. You're going to try to hammer them in. Now, the game plan has been simple. Get it out to the receivers early and often and hope for them to make a guy miss or two. Good rally from the Saints here to keep them short of the sticks. Now, you might want to be alert here if you're the defense, maybe for a possible fake.
And that was Jordan again, you saw on the screen, making that reception, just coming a little bit short. So he's back for the punt. That looks like Max Sherwood. Oh, it's blocked! It's blocked! They can't find it! They're running towards 11. They fall on it. A blocked punt by the St. Clair Saints. They're going to start this next drive in spectacular field position.
And I don't know. This didn't look like it was an actual call punt block in the sense, but you get some immediate pressure into that, and the block is punt. And who cares about this scrum? Bottom line is the Saints recover it. Hurricanes recover it. Like you said, the Saints are going to be set up in great field position.
Kenley Williams was in on that. There was another Saint as well. We didn't catch the number, but we'll give Williams the credit for that. That was, yeah. Billy Patterson Jr. was the other player there getting in on that block punt. There's Uyute heading in motion to the left. That's handoff. 24, that's Doyle Marshall. Fighting for yardage. Tough room there. No, not much room for him there.
Yeah, just need a little better effort from Javier Lewis there, that number 12. On this replay, you'll see they're just going off tackle. He just needs to make a more sustained block. Can't be a shoulder block. He's got to fit up, square up that guy. Give your running back a chance to either cram inside or go outside. Didn't get much help there. They're fortunate to get 1 yard there.
Looked like he chipped him right to where his running back was heading. So 2nd and 9, 14-yard line, 4 minutes. Drops back, looks up the middle. Not a lot of room. That falls incomplete. He tried to jam that into a tight space.
Yeah, he really did. It was a low throw. He was trying to go to Dante Lewis, who's a playmaker. I do think he missed somebody on the outside, but good protection. He's able to step up into the pocket. It's the only spot it can go, but it wasn't to the double cover. He tried to squeeze it in. It did look like he had somebody to his right on the outside. We didn't pan out wide enough to see that, but they're going to bring out the field goal unit here and try to capitalize off the block kick.
Even on our replay, it looked like Ryan was in there for a short throw on the left side on our screen. So field goal attempt coming. He'll put it down at the 21-yard line. The left footer's ready. Oh, tough snap. That's not going to make it. Holder had trouble with that snap. It threw Connor Rafferty's momentum right off on that, and the Saints are unable to capitalize on the block punt.
Yeah, the hold just fell right off the puck. If we see it here on the replay, you're going to see he put it down, and it came right off the side of the puck, and it was not square on it. And the mechanics of those, you rep it all week long, countless hours, and I know the coaches work on that. Matt Gannett just didn't get that thing down cleanly, which, like you said, it throws the kicker's timing off, and then he's flat-footed trying to make a kick, and unfortunately, the Saints don't capitalize, and fortunately for the Hurricanes, they walk away unscathed from that special teams gaffe.
So the Hurricanes are pushed back. So Gannett having trouble, the backup QB with that hold. Saints D back out on the field. Dej still back, inside handoff. Big tackle there. That's number 13, Keon Gratton, Kitchener, Ontario, 6'4", 220.
And the Hurricanes have struggled. They went max again. They went double tight, one back in the backfield. They're trying to establish some physicality up front, but they haven't had the ground attack that they've had in years past where they've had the balance of run and pass. I really do think this is going to be on Kieran Dej for the most part and those all-star receivers if they're going to stay in this game. The bottom line is they still have to protect the passer, which is why you'll see Max Pro a lot.
And that was Jesse King on the run. So Dej drops back. There, he's down for the sack. He didn't have much time there at all. That's 55, Lorenzo Blake with the tackle, the big D lineman.
Yeah, and a four-man rush here, Dan, and that's what confused Kieran Dej. He thought that he was going to see pressure, and there was only a four-man rush, and they took everything away. They really took the under and the over, and he had nowhere to go, so he didn't want to force it and get picked off there, which, as you said, it led to the big man making the sack. And now I wouldn't be surprised if Hamilton opts to concede the safety here and try to flip some of this field position. Their special teams hasn't been great considering they just had one blocked.
We saw GTA do that a couple weeks ago. They did that a couple times in that ball game. So he's a couple yards back in his own end zone. Max Sherwood takes it and takes the knee. So the Saints are going to take the safety, and they now have a 9-0 lead with just 2:11 to go in the first quarter. Good start for the Saints.
Yeah, and they're going to force Hamilton to kick here. I know Coach LaChance has always been an advocate of this. They got the Special Teams Player of the Year in Dante Lewis. So now you're going to have to decide, are we kicking it to Dante Lewis? They have to kick from the 35 now after the safety, not the 45. So you're going to get the benefit of those 10 extra yards. Are you going to challenge the all-star return man here, or are you going to kick it short or clearly away from him? Any way you add it, the special teams have been a problem.
Head-to-head, there's your points for and against. Almost a 300-point gap for the Saints. 385 points scored, only 87. And then the yards per game, almost 3-1. So that's a huge difference.
And that's just the rushing. And that's the one thing I said earlier in the broadcast. Hamilton just hasn't had that rushing balance. 700 yards is not a tremendous amount. So it could be problematic. Now, we'll see how it unfolds. But you have to have some balance in the playoffs. Good teams will be able to run and throw.
And here's Lewis, 119 all-purpose yards per game this year. And Ute ran a kickoff last game. So they short kick it. Has some room out to the right. Nice tackle there. That's number 41, their all-star linebacker, Isaiah Joseph, saving a big game there as Javier Lewis goes down.
Yeah, and that's why you put a running back in that position there. Javier Lewis goes, hey, listen, I'm going to catch it at the 40-yard line, and I'm going to go pick up 6-7 yards. You have great field position there. Had the Saints opted to scrimmage after the safety, they would have been at the 35. They get that extra 10 yards at the 45 yards, and now you're back in business, nearing midfield already on your third possession of the game.
There's a look at the Hamilton bench, trying to stay up. Nice evening. Winds died down. Not much action on the flags on the goalposts. Brush back of center. Cartier with him. Isaiah Joseph missed them on the sack. He's got room on the right side. Spins out of it. Gets a gain of, we'll call it 3 or 4. Isaiah Joseph just came in untouched, but good job by Brush to avoid him.
Yeah, and Coach James Rice, the offensive line coach, flat out told me we got to find 41 all game long, and 41 was not accounted for here. He does a little bit of a weak dog and comes around, but loses his leverage on that rush and does not get to the high shoulder of the quarterback, breaks contain, and Brush picks up 4 yards out of that, makes something out of absolutely nothing.
That probably would have been Cartier's assignment. He looked like he didn't have anything to do there, so he missed the guy on his right. So we'll see what they can do here. 2nd and 6. Ball's on the 49-yard line. Brush in the shotgun. 3 on the left, 2 on the right. Looks down the middle. Knocked away. That's number 1. Their all-star defensive back, Terrell Teberg.
Yeah, it did look from my vantage point that Dante Lewis was sort of, his arm was hooked by that very linebacker. You'll see as the play comes in that Dante Lewis was turned. So I couldn't see if he was impeded in there. Nonetheless, we got to give credit to the defense. They did hold. And now let's see if the Hamilton special teams can make something happen in their favor this time.
So it should be the first punt for the Saints today. Rafferty back. We got whistles. Play clock's
Looks like
okay.
we have a timeout again
Okay.
with Hamilton. They might have had the wrong number of players out on the field. Looks like they still have 13 on the field
13.
according to my count. So
mine as well. You're right.
They're just can't give them the first down, so they have to get this hammered out to see who is not supposed to be on this unit.
You don't like to burn it, but that's a good timeout. It would have created 3rd and 1 at midfield, and they probably going for that on 3rd and 1.
Illegal. I think it's a 10-yard penalty here, so I think it would have been a first down. So
Okay.
illegal participation is the full 10. So when you have too many men, they would have given them a first down. So you can't afford to give them an extra possession because that's what it amounts to when you're supposed to get the ball back here.
So we'll line up and do it again. A minute to go, first quarter. Saints lead 9-0 against the Hamilton Hurricanes. High snap. Good boot on that to the right side. Out of bounds. Drifted a little bit to the right out of bounds. We'll see where the referees mark it. You got a good foot on it. Just drifted to the right on him.
Absolutely perfect kick. The bottom line is there's no return on it, and that ball goes out of bounds. There's no risk of any kind of threat of a return there, and now they're pinned inside their own 25-yard line. That's just perfect.
And there's the receiving totals for the season. A little bit closer than you would expect.
Well, Hamilton had to throw the ball because they couldn't run as much. So in terms of their receiving, there wasn't the balance that was needed there. So when you add that together, you're looking at that saying, okay, they had some more passing yards, but when it's solely pass, you're one-dimensional. It's not ideal for you.
And then when the Saints are blowing teams out, they'll switch to the run in the second half a lot of times. So Dej now flips it right side, going wide. He makes the corner, cuts it back, and tackled there. That looked like Lord Anto, number 10.
Yeah, so they did a little pop pass, but the thing is with this, it was strung out so well by the Saint defense. He ran across the field, which is about 60 yards, to pick up 3.
Yeah, couldn't find the corner.
A lot of running, so good job by the defense. Stringing. You're going to eventually run out of room. He picked up 3.5 yards on that. Not bad, but when you do something like that, you want to get that corner a little sooner.
So Tej now. That's 32. Adrian Henry with him in the backfield. 3 receivers on the left. He's looking that way. Now scrambling. He's getting chased. He's got to throw that ball. It's a tough pass. Interception! Nick Brakovic. He's still on his feet. He gets brought down around the 43-yard line. Linebacker Nick Brakovic with the INT.
That's your all-star linebacker who
Correct.
got that. And the reality of it is that was so well played. He came up, forced, took the underneath. Once he realized that the quarterback was drifting back, he dropped. So he's in position there. He's running deep. He breaks off, and he makes a great play. Linebacker getting that much depth, making sure that he sets his flat edge, keeps dropping as the receiver comes into his zone, makes a high point on the ball, and another turnover for the visitors, and the Saints are set up in the plus zone.
And that was Ibrahim chasing down the quarterback, causing that errant throw. Handoff, runs up the middle, goes for a few yards. It looks like I didn't catch a number on that, but a 3-yard gain for the Saints.
Yeah, pretty sure that was Chartier.
It was Chartier, okay.
And now we have the end of the first quarter.
So we're after one quarter here at Acumen Stadium. The Saints lead it 9-0 over the Hamilton Hurricanes.
For every big breath, for every little breath, and for every breath in between, Ontario Power Generation is committed to keeping Ontario's air clean. That's why the power we generate is 99% free of smog and carbon emissions. Because clean air matters to us all.
And we're back here. Second quarter about to begin. 2nd and 6 from the 39-yard line. Looks like they got him to jump on the hard count. Room outside. He breaks a tackle. Looks like he got the first down. That's a great run there by MJ Doyle Marshall.
Yeah, and they're definitely going to decline the penalty as he picked up 8 yards. They're going to take the first down rather than second down and short. But as you said, they got them to jump on the hard count. Here's the call.
Doyle Marshall.
Get offside. Defense, that penalty's declined. First down.
So that's a Saints first down, first play of the second quarter. Brush trots back to the huddle, getting the call from the sidelines. My name is Dan Dominguez, along with Badi Kwas, still bringing you all the action here in the OFC semifinal matchup. Handoff down the left side, gain for about 5 yards.
That's more like 7, and they just ran straight ISO. They let the fullback underneath, and they hit the hole with steam, and Doyle Marshall lowered the boom on that play. You'll see, straight up the hole. No questions asked. They get a lead blocker. They power. That is straight power football. And if you are a Steelers fan, that's what they made a living on back in the day, straight power football. And the Saints are going to lean on this team based on the fact that they rushed for 2,000 yards this year pretty much.
And that looked like Pappen on the block. He didn't. The first quarter, you said the fullback might have missed a couple. Pappen looked like he laid his guy down. Little run, nice tackle, nowhere to go. Pappen in there again, but the Hurricanes pushed through the line.
Yeah, and this time the fullback looked like he was a little late, so there was a little confusion in the backfield. You see how he got off late. He should have been out in front. And when Marshall has to bounce back, Marshall Loy has to bounce back underneath that, it puts you behind the chains because now you're making the cut 2 yards deep in your backfield. So they're going to bring out the field goal unit here, try to get the mechanics down perfectly, probably be right around a 35-yard field goal.
And there's the Wolfpack from Windsor Minor Football Association taking in the game.
It's nice to see the future Saints in the screen.
So a field goal attempt now. Connor Rafferty, the left footer, puts it down to the 35. Kick is up. And it's good. Beautiful kick. He had a few yards to spare there.
Yeah, and the wind is swirling a little bit, so I feel they're kicking into the wind on that angle, but at the very least they walk away with some points there. It's important. You have to always capitalize when you're in the offense or in the opponent's scoring area. In this case scenario, you start at your own 45-yard line, you get a few first downs, get the field goal.
And that field goal ties his season-long 35 yards. He's having a good season. 9 for 12 now this season on the field goals.
And unlike the Saints who opted to force the Hurricanes to kick after, let's say, the safety, this time Hamilton opts to scrimmage. They have the choice to force the Saints to kick, but they want the ball at the 35-yard line.
Probably
after the field
not
goal.
enough weapons in their arsenal as the Saints have. So 1st and 10, 12-0. The Saints lead it. Looks left. Got a man. Makes a move inside the right side. First down. Oh, he's going. He breaks a couple tackles. Past midfield. Couple missed tackles. Couple jukes. That's a good catch and run.
Exactly. And they tried doing that earlier in the game. And that was Jordan Keyshawn who made that catch. They're playing off. Throw it quick. If you can make one guy miss, you're probably going to get at least the first down. He makes two guys miss because of bad angles. Ends up getting the ball 25, 26 yards up the field. into the Saints plus territory.
So it's Keyshawn Jordan. We'll flip it. They gave us last names first. So there's a look at the sideline of the Hurricanes. A little bit more momentum now as they just passed the center line. Crowd picking up a little bit of crowd noise here on defense. Trying to help their Saints. Looks left, kind of that same play call to the left side. That's Jordan again. Trying to slip tackles. This time still got a gain of close to about 5 or 6. He's hurting now, though. Looks like that right knee he's grabbing.
Yeah, when he tried to make the cut, unfortunately, you'll see he ran into big number 94. And when you get a big guy like 94 chasing you down and you try to cut, your body's not going to go in the same direction as you want it to go. And his foot got stuck just a little bit in the turf, so he might have been twisted up a little bit. You hate to see it, but unfortunately, he does look like he's favoring that knee. And these perimeter guys, they need their knees.
So there's our standings for the regular season. You see the Saints are at the top of the standings, 8-0, taking on the Hurricanes. They got 3-5 record to take that 4th place. We're waiting on a report for the semifinal that was this afternoon between London and Ottawa. We got a report that London was up 21-7.
At one point in the third quarter, that was the last I had heard, but we'll get that final to you as soon as we get word. But we did, the Saints beat Hamilton twice this year, but unlike most of their wins this year, it was relatively close. The disparity in score was not all that much. It is a heated rivalry, so the Saints do not want to let this team hang around.
And I know they have London, their eyes set on London, but they can't overlook this Hamilton team. So Jordan off. We'll see if he returns, their star receiver. 2nd and 3, 47-yard line. Dej now. Couple of backs with them. Looks left, that same play. There he's going deep. That's going to be a tough throw. He catches it. Beautiful catch at the 20-yard line. That's a first down. That looks like number 88. Quinn Robertson, all-star receiver, with the first down catch.
Yeah, he did a little slot go here, so he went up and high pointed. It was contested. The defender was there. Good high throw. He let his athlete, like you said, all-star athlete, go make a play for him. I really do think they're already abandoning the run early. They're going to have to put it on Kieran Dej in the receiving corps to keep them in this game if they expect to pull the upset.
And that was Kenley Williams on D. That was just a nice reception. So 1st and 10, 20-yard line. Looking left again to the end zone. One-on-one. Tipped away. Beautiful tip away. That's 31. Nicholas Malman, the DB out of Kitchener.
Excuse me. As you said, yeah, real nice. And this time, man coverage again. They think they see something they like. And Dej puts it in a spot where only his guy's really going to make the play, but outstanding coverage. He's in a trail position, gets his hands up, knocks the hands down. Ball cannot be completed. It's going to bring up that 2nd down and 10 here. Good effort. I like the mindset from Coach Hayes. Attack, attack, attack. You're in the scoring zone. You got to walk away with 7 here.
And that's a 6'2 receiver, so that's why he threw it up there. Let their tall receiver go up and get it. 2nd and 10 now. It's an important play early in the second quarter for the Hamilton Hurricanes. Looking left again. End zone. Wow, catch but dropped. He had it for a moment. That was 33. Carter Minskione, we'll call it, the halfback.
Oh, and it was almost intercepted. You can see the quarterback, he looks left, but then he's coming back in the middle. It was just almost picked, but again, good coverage. The player was there to at least contest the ball that was coming down. It would have been an absolute money play, but Kenley Williams was there to knock it down, and they're going to try that field goal to get on the board and break the shutout.
So the Saints D holds. Field goal attempt for the Hurricanes. It's off to the left, no good. They're going to run it out. That's Lewis looking for room. Past the 10. He's going to get pushed out past the 20-yard line. So the field goal is no good. Off to the right-hand side, and Lewis brings it out of the end zone.
All right, so he would have automatically got it to the 20, but it looks like he got maybe 1 extra yard, so they'll probably scrimmage here at around the 21. Either way, good decision
save him a
there.
point.
Dante Lewis is so talented. I'll take my chances of him coming out and making a play and maybe busting one for 120 yards because that ball was deep in the end zone. But kudos to Hamilton. They at least went and covered the missed field goal and didn't give up a giant return. You want the points, but you can't give up points on a big return after a missed field goal.
Like you said, he can get you 20, he can get you 120. An important weapon. So Brush back again. Fakes the handoff, rolls to the right. Got a little room out to the right, breaks one tackle, throws on the run, overthrows the receiver. That's Hayes Williams, the intended receiver. Just on the run, sometimes tough to control that pass when you're throwing on the run.
And sometimes the hardest throws are the ones when the guy's wide open. That was a nice play action he had all day. Andrew Brush could have probably ran it for 20 yards there.
Yeah, he had room.
He had a ton of room, but Hayes Williams was wide open, and he caught that.
Brush's numbers, almost 800 yards throwing this year, 8 TDs, and he had over 300 yards rushing. As you say, had a lot of room on that last play. So we'll see what they do here on 2nd and 10, their own 20-yard line. So they're pushed back in their own zone. Big play for Hamilton. They're trailing 12-0. 3 receivers in motion over to the right side. Now a 4th. They're stacked that way. They're going to look to try and block their way for a first down. Breaks one tackle. He's got room down the right side. Falls through. Not sure if that's a first down.
Looks like it.
They're moving the chains.
And there's your special teams player. Get it in space. They motion to quads. They're throwing it to him. He makes one guy miss, and then the rest is him in space. And he knows where the sticks are. And you see an offensive lineman, big number 67, working his way down. That's Mark Speller, who's leading the way down the field to ensure they get the first down.
Got to make sure you get those big boys their props.
100%.
The big boys got to eat. So big first down for the Saints at the 30-yard line. They get just enough for the first down. Hard count. Might have got him again. They did. So they got a free play on the run. We'll see what they elect to do. They might take the penalty with the 2nd and 5 or 2nd and about 2 or 3. We'll see what they decide to do.
I think it's going to be 2nd and 1, and I would suspect that they're going to decline this. You got to be able to get 1 yard on 2 plays, so I really would expect them to decline this penalty and take the 2nd and 1. The way they're controlling the line of scrimmage, you can quarterback sneak this and work the way through. And you see them talking to Speller. He says, we want the ball right there, and that's in case. So we're going to decline this penalty. Here's the official call.
Okay, that penalty's declined. 2nd down.
And I saw the big running back head on the
Penalty
field,
declined.
Gerald Pappin.
2nd down.
6'2", 250 out of Mississauga. He's been leading the way on some of those runs.
He sure has. And this was Chartier again, who powered his way through. And like I said, that's a good, hard run for 9 yards. You really suspect you're just going to power through and get 1 yard.
Old school power, quarterback sneak. Fullback helps push, brush through. That'll be a first down, Saints. They get the ball to about the 42-yard line on the first down. Just under 9 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
And that's as simple as it is, right? You don't try to overcoach yourself. You get in that scrum, you push the pile forward, you get the first down, and now your whole playbook's open again.
So the first time the Saints took a snap under center, Brush powers through, had Pappin help pushing from behind. Good job by the O-line again. So Brush back, another hard count, doesn't get him this time. Nice run, good gain there. It looks like Cartier again. Maybe about 6. Another inside handoff to the left.
Good lead block, good turnout block from the all-star offensive lineman. They're doing good things here, and you'll see Cartier had a great season, 5 touchdowns, but they have a whole stable. Talking to Coach McCurdy, they have a stable. They can put 4 or 5 different guys back there, and they're confident in just about every single one of them. The team collectively did not have an all-star running back yet. They led the country, I believe the country, at least the conference in rushing.
Almost 60 yards a game for Cartier from the running back position. Another handoff inside, breaks one tackle. Not much room there. He spun out of the tackle for a loss. There's Joseph, part of that tackle, their all-star linebacker.
Yeah, they tried to run a little counter trey, and they just missed a down block at the point of attack. So when you miss a down block at the point of attack, you're never going to get the push you want. You get that penetration, and it looks like the Saints are keeping the offense on now. Are they going to try to hard count them because they've got them jumping?
A couple times they've got them. So it's a big tackle for Joseph. 3rd and 4 from their own 48. Another hard snap. I think they're just going to take, there's 4 seconds on the play clock. They might just take the penalty here. Oh, they actually ended up taking a timeout. Yeah. Before the play clock ran out, they decided to use one of their timeouts.
Which I'm always an advocate of. I don't want you to lose the 5 yards. And the only reason why I say that is, one, don't give any yards to the opponent. But 2, if you do still decide you want to go for it, call your timeout, get the right play call in. You're possibly still going to go for it on 3rd down and 4. And if not, if you're going to send your punt unit out there, it's a position where you might actually have a fake or some sort of razzle-dazzle, and why not try it from 4 yards rather than the 9?
And in the first half, those timeouts, not quite as valuable as those second half timeouts, so you can afford to lose one here in the second quarter. So that's Rafferty standing back about his 35-yard line. Good protection, big boot, hits the ground, good bounce. He scoops it up, but the 25, not much room at all. He's brought down at the 27-yard line. Good special teams coverage by the Saints.
So far, the special teams has been clearly in favor of the Saints. And like you said, a really good boot here. You got to try to catch this ball in the air. You let it bounce. It allows time for the coverage unit to get down there. And he hopped around and pretty much picked up a yard and a half because he caught it at around the 26. And they mark it at the 28-yard line. If you catch the ball in the air, you would have had it at the 35 and maybe fallen forward for 5 yards. Got to catch those balls in the air.
Fabre was in there. I saw the linebacker in there as well, Brakovic, making the tackle. So they're backed up here on their 28-yard line, 1st and 10. Dej, the quarterback. 3 receivers to the left. A little bit extra blocking. They throw left high. Picked off. Did he hang on? He did. The Saints pick it off. That's number 2, Billy Patterson Jr., 6'1", out of Windsor, Ontario, with the INT.
They went to the well a little bit too much. They tried that same little bubble screen, throw it out quick. And, yeah, they might be setting something up later for a maybe hitch and go. But you can't go to the well too many times against a good aggressive defense. And in this case, the block just was not there. High point it, pick it up. Now you're in the positive territory. Maybe the offense can really capitalize and make you pay off of this because you are now set up at the 28-yard line, and my guess is Coach LaChance really thinks it's 3-down territory from here on, and he really wants to put this in the end zone.
How many times do we see a throw to the left side in that first quarter? So the coaches are going to pick up on that and make their adjustments. Brush drops back, looks left. Ute, nice falling catch. Beautiful catch there. He's a little behind them. He fell to the ground and was able to secure that catch for a good gain.
Initially, it looked like it was a solid throw, but the wind just caught that thing and started diving down. You see it start to nosedive right away. Good job at least keeping your concentration and not allowing that ball to hit the turf. 2nd and 4, which at the very least now I'm thinking it's really 3-down territory. If they run the ball and only get a couple yards, they're going to do it again. But either way, good 1st down, 2nd and way more than manageable at 4.
So Cartier behind Brush. 3 receivers off to the right, 2 to the left. Whistle blown. We got a timeout. Saints didn't like part of the lineup there, so they used their 2nd timeout. This is an important play coming up here, the Saints. They want to make sure they got everything, all their ducks in a row here.
Well, guaranteed, Coach LaChance saw the little confusion when they broke the huddle, and Brush had to rearrange somebody to put him in the right formation, so they didn't get the leverage they wanted off the get-go. Call your timeout, get the right play call in, capitalize on it as we see Coach LaChance talking to his quarterback.
So it's going to be a big 2nd and 4. We have 5:39 to go here in the second quarter. The St. Clair Saints football team beating the Hamilton Hurricanes 12-0. My name is Dan Dominguez. I'm with Badi Quas here at Acumen Stadium on the beautiful campus of St. Clair College, bringing you semifinal action of the OFC playoffs. Good shot at, there's the Wolfpack again, getting into the game. Creating some noise, trying to cheer on their Saints. Big play here for the Saints offense. They're at the 22-yard line. So again, we see Brush with Cartier behind them. Drops back, looks left. Head to the end zone to the corner. Hayes Williams up. He's going to run out of room. Tough throw there. He ran out of the sideline there.
Well, they got the matchup they wanted. They got the man. Man coverage, they had Hayes Williams, and the ball just got away from him a little bit on the high point, and now at 3rd and 4, they're going to end up kicking the field goal. I thought maybe they would run it and give themselves possibly a two-way goal.
Give them the option.
3rd and 1, to go for it because they've been running pretty well, getting 3, 4, 5, 6 yards a carry. But they got the matchup they wanted. Your all-star receiver, your all-star quarterback. Why not try it? Come out and kick a 34-yard field goal.
So Rafferty now, left footer. Ball spotted at the 29-yard line. It's up. And it's good. 15-0. Rafferty again putting points on the board for the Saints.
Well, the Hurricanes did dodge a little bit of a bullet. I mean, they gave up the field position. That's twice now, after the block kick and here after the interception. And after both, they only gave up 5 points combined because they had to concede the safety the last time, and they got the field goal here. So the defense is keeping these Hurricanes in the game. It's still only a 2-score game with 5 minutes left in this opening half. However, you really need a sustained drive here if you're the Hurricanes. You cannot turn the ball over and give the Saints a short field, especially considering we know the Saints deferred. They do have the option in the second half, so if they do want the ball, they can try to take the ball and maybe put the lead way too far if they can tack one on here and flip and tack one on the start of the second half.
And neither of those two games during the regular season were very high scoring at all. So Dej again, back of center. Looks off to the left. That's a throwback. Completed to the 35. There's a flag. To the 40. Breaks a couple tackles almost to the 50-yard line. That's number 33, Carter Mischione. We'll see what the flag is.
Yeah, looked like we had a push in the rear. It was before any kind of first down, so yeah, I'll hold. So that's going to come back. Clearly the yardage wasn't gained there. It's hard. The receiver comes down the field so hard.
Holding. Backing it up 10. First down, repeat it.
It's going to be 1st and 20, unfortunately, for the Hurricanes, considering they had it. So you'll see the little swing pass here. They get it out. But at the top of the screen, you're going to see somebody just pull back, and he grabbed him at the top. And it was just, you can't grab the shoulder pad at all.
So 1st and 20 now. The Hurricanes backed up to their own 25-yard line. Under 5 minutes to go here in the first half. The Saints lead 15-0. So Dej, again back at center. He's got 2 backs with him. A little bit extra blocking. Throws off to the left side into traffic. Good catch and reception. That looked like 88. Quinn Robertson. Good game, but they only got about half the yards they needed.
Yeah, and that tackle was made by Josh Allen, number 52. And you'll see here a linebacker in coverage right there to make the tackle a safe tackle. What a crying shame that he was not an all-star. What an absolute travesty. He is fantastic. He makes plays all over the place, in the run and in the pass. 3-down backer. You don't find a lot that can do that much and rush the passer when needed. I was a little surprised when I found out he was not an all-star.
39 tackles, 2 sacks. Leads the team in tackles.
And a couple interceptions, I'm pretty sure.
Drops back, 2nd and 11. He's going to come down. There's a late flag on the play. There's a sack, a little bit of celebrating. We'll see what the flag is. Might be another holding.
It's in the area of a hold, but
they're pointing the other way.
But we'll see if they're going to call this a roughing the passer because it was low. But I thought there was an illegal chop block from the offensive line here.
Here's the call coming. Yep.
Yes.
Oh, on the offense. It was a chop.
There it is. I saw. You can't do that anymore. You can block below the waist, but you can't go to the knees. And I saw it from up here. I'm like, that's got to be called right away. So in this, they can take the down, which is a loss, and back them up 15. And it's going to be 3rd down. So that was a disaster all in all for the visitors.
So it looked like they're backing them up, but they could decline and do the 3rd and 12.
No,
they get the penalty and the down.
The down's going to count, and they're going to push them back on the major foul. So it should be 3rd down. Well, okay, they're going to go back here and see. I because it's the major foul, I thought they're going to add it on, and the down stands.
Referees are discussing what they're going to do with the penalty call. 3:47 to go here in the second quarter. Our referee crew having a discussion.
It is 2nd and 12. There was no question that was 2nd and 12 because first down, it was 1st and 20. They got 8 yards. So now it's going to be 3rd down, and they're going to walk it back. Here's the call.
Got unnecessary roughness with a chop block. Backing it up 15. 3rd down.
Exactly that. That is the correct call. It's weird. In the States, they don't do that. In major U.S. football, you can't have the best of both worlds. So they get the play, which was a loss, and they back him up. So there's the chop in the middle of the screen. He went low to him. So they get the sack, and then you go back to 15. So I wouldn't be surprised if they concede the safety here again.
So that's referee Bruce Carter. We've been seeing a lot of him in the first half. Umpire, Byron Griffith, Don Hollerhead, the down judge, Larry Rogers, Trevor Hayes, and Corey Cousins rounds out the official crew today.
Yeah, and I believe Byron Griffin is new to the area. The rest I'm familiar with, but I got a chance to meet him in one of my high school games. Seems like a knowledgeable official. We got a veteran crew here today.
Well, on their own goal line, you expect a drop to the knee again for the safety?
I would not be surprised.
He's going to kick it away. Good boot on it, trying to catch it in the air. It one hops him to the right. He's going to try and recover that ball at the 50. He's not going to have a lot of room. Breaks a tackle there. That's a good job by Tristan Rutherford, trying to scamper it for a few yards.
Yeah, and he hustled. He tried to catch that in the air. Unfortunately, he couldn't get there. They're kicking away from Dante Lewis. 100% right decision to do. However, you now have 3:20, 3:19 in this opening half. You are set up in the positive territory. The Saints can use this whole clock and get a score here, and only to have the choice to take the ball in the second half here. And you saw in the return, Tristan ran up as fast as he could to try to get it, but unfortunately couldn't field it in the air.
And kind of an odd win. On the right side, we got the goal heading towards the college. On the other side is pushing this way. So we got a bit of a swirling wind down on the field of Acumen Stadium. So Brush now. Inside handoff. That play was working a lot in that first quarter. They got a gain of about 3. That's number 12, Javier Lewis, with the short run.
Yeah, so we're going to get the 3-minute warning here, and we know the Saints are out of their timeouts here. It just, to me, this one looked like I would have liked to maybe check out of that. They ran a wide side run there, but based on the alignment and my numbers count in the box, I would have liked to seen them maybe flip that. I don't know if they have an auto where they just automatically turn the run to the other side, but the weak number was on that top side, which would have been a run to the right. I think they could have got more yards if they had flipped that play.
So 2nd and 7, clock running. Brush looks left. He's got 2 receivers over there. Big hit. That's 81, Michael Ryan with the reception. Drops the shoulder. The big 6'4 receiver mows him over for the first down.
Yeah, and take advantage of your big athletes. Like you said, a big receiver, big, strong quarterback, big, strong receiver. 2 guys, like you said, in the area. So somebody ran the wrong route. But either way, they do get that first down, and they are now set up at the 31-yard line.
Big first down there for the Saints. Ute, the other receiver you saw on your screen. Ball's at the 31. 1st and 10. 3 receivers on the right. Brush drops back, looks down the middle, throws it. Nice catch. Ute in to the 6-yard line. Threw it through a few hands right there. A lot of traffic.
And it was Dante Lewis.
Oh, it's Lewis.
Actually.
That's an 18, not 10.
Yeah, and that was a tight window throw. Again, kudos to the O-line. They gave their big, tall quarterback a clean pocket. He can see over all the offensive linemen and see the middle of the field real well. And he throws a laser into the spot where his guy's going to catch it and turn it up the field. Excellent protection, excellent delivery, great catch. You're an and goal at the 7-yard line. I correct myself. And I'm assuming you're in 3-down territory here with 2:22 in this opening half.
And that's Andrew Brush, like you said, 6'4", 220, tall quarterback out of Kitchener, Ontario for the Saints. All-star quarterback.
And that's a big offensive line in front of him. They are massive. They're almost all taller than him, but they set a nice pocket for him so he can see. It's very important to throw the ball in the middle of the field in Canada, and this year the Saints are using it to their advantage, and they've been doing it most of the year.
So there's Big Pappin in the backfield, along with Cartier. Runs to the left, got a hole to the 1, reaches! brought just down in front of the goal line. So it was a straight quarterback draw. He ran that, tucked it in, tried to run on the left side.
Yeah, that was more of a lead because that was clear. They brought two blockers inside. Chartier leads through the hole, and they get their big quarterback. That is Taysom Hill-like from the New Orleans Saints. They're going to line him up in the backfield. They're going to try to run a power play. I would not be surprised if they wedge it forward. Quarterback sneak 2 times in a row if they need 2 times.
So they got Pappen right behind them. They're probably going to try and brush forward. There's the call. He scores easily. Pappen pushing the way from behind them. And a Saints touchdown to take a 21-0 lead. That's tough to stop from the 2-inch line.
Yeah, well, technically it's a 1 yard. In this country, they always move to the 1. I don't know if you knew that.
True.
They
that's
always
true.
move it back to the 1 for the 1 yard neutral zone. However, like you said, that is tough. You got big linemen up front. And watch the surge here. They all fire out. All you see is white jerseys go forward. Not a single white jersey is going backward. That's easy for your 6'4" quarterback to lay on the backs of those guys and get that touchdown.
So the point after coming. Good snap, good hold. Puts it through. So the Saints lead it 22-0 now. 1:53 to go in the first half. It's been pretty much all Saints. A little bit of a rough start, few penalties. Once they got going, Saints are starting to roll now.
Yeah, and the story of the game are the turnovers, the mistakes, and that is amounting for this. You block a kick, you intercept the pass, you recover a fumble. All these things are mounting in the favor of the Saints, and a good football team is going to make you pay.
They're going to kick this one off now.
Well, after a touchdown, they have no choice, so they are going to have to kick. And the way the wind's been swirling, I'm not sure. Like, this could end up ballooning on him. It's been turning around, so it depends on which hash he kicks it to. If he tries going right, it could push back, and if he tries going left, it could drive it. This wind is really playing tricks on everybody right now.
So 3 returners back for the Hurricanes, inside about their own 5-yard line. Well, that footer kind of chips one to the up men, but the 34-yard line, nowhere to go. Nice solo tackle there. That's Nathan Norton, 6'2", out of Windsor, Ontario.
Another all-star, and he's on the defensive side. And that's exactly what you want if you have these swirling winds. Kick it outside the numbers to a guy who's not a primary return man. Your coverage gets down there quickly. No gain whatsoever. Your defense is playing well. You're okay giving them the ball at the 35-yard line.
Don't let them get a running start. Don't let them get set up on the return. So the crowd noise picking up here at Acumen Stadium, cheering on their 8-0 Saints. Hurricanes on their own 34-yard line, 1st and 10. Dez drops back, looks to the right, in traffic, nice play over the top. Billy Patterson Jr. bats that one away from the receiver.
Yeah, and when you get super predictable and it's pass all the time, and they can't really challenge it over the top, your defensive backs can take some calculated gambles. In this case, a great break on the ball. That's a batted ball. Tremendous play. The quarterback can't do much more. He has to get rid of it faster. The pressure's going to get to him as we see Coach Hayes working back to his sideline.
That was intended for Anthony Grigg, and one of their all-star receivers. So 2nd and 10. Backed up on their own 34. If they can't get the first down here, they can leave some time on the clock for the Saints. He goes deep. 1-on-1 to the outside. Overthrown by a few yards. That's 31 on the coverage for the Saints. That's Nicholas Malman on the coverage.
Yeah, and that's great coverage. And look, that's good sportsmanship. They both knew they were in the right position. Hey, look, the defensive back can run the route for you. That's a perfect defense. You'll see on the throw that he's literally step for step in front of him running the route for him.
They both had their eyes on the ball.
That's exactly what you want to do. You stack that receiver like that, and he has to go through your back. There's no way that's defensive pass interference. At best, it'll be offense if he tries to knock you down. And now you might play with fire if you don't get a perfect kick, if you actually kick it to Dante Lewis here. I'm guessing they're going to go to Rutherford again.
So Rutherford back with Lewis, both around the 35-yard line. Good snap. He gets it off. It's over the Rutherford. He's underneath it. Good reception. He heads to the left, tries to get the outside. He's in trouble, tries to cut back. He's going to lose a couple of yards to about the 35-yard line. He tried to come around the end. Hamilton just too fast there.
Great kick. Again, away from Dante Lewis. And you see Dante Lewis trying to tell him, hey, guy, just work your way. And we see our young fans again from the Wolfpack here. And I know one of the former frat, Tony Smith, coaches his kids play for it. I saw him earlier today, and all these kids are all excited, and I already told them there's some future Saints here. And it's great to see football in the community. What a strong football community we have here.
So 128. Saints see if they can tack something on here in the last couple of minutes. Goes deep down the middle. He's got a man. It's caught at the 40. One man to beat. He will score. Dante Lewis with the Saints touchdown. 75 yards. They had two receivers up the middle. Lewis grabs it, runs for the long touchdown. Big lead for the Saints now, 28-0 with 1:16 to go in the second quarter.
Lightning in the bottle. You know, you let your quarterback wind up with great protection, and Dante Lewis catches it. And again, in open space, you're not catching him. He's fast. He's so talented. He's so good. He is such a nice football player. He blocks. He catches. He doesn't run his mouth. I don't see him chirping at the opponents. It just, what a tremendous effort all along, from the offensive line to the quarterback to the players. And now we have a conference on the far side of the field with Jason Hayes and the head referee. I'm wondering if he's asking if his defensive back was impeded from making the play.
So the coach isn't happy. He's pointing at a couple of the referees down by the goal line. They had Javier Lewis escorting Hayes Williams to their Dante Lewis to that touchdown.
The way he looks like he's yelling at the far judge. He's like, I'm getting the impression that he tried to maybe call a timeout or something, because he's looking at the referees who are now near the end zone, which would be the sideline guys, and he's saying, guys, if I tried to call a timeout, that play should have been dead. Again, I'm not 100% sure, but the way he's looking, it's like he was trying to communicate to a sideline guy. So it'd be interesting to actually hear. So now we get the flag. So now, and that's Larry Rogers, who's now saying he just said something too much, which I'm assuming it'll be put on the kickoff here. So that'll be on the coach, and objectionable conduct, 10 yards will be pushed back pushed forward on the ensuing kickoff.
So the Hurricanes began to melt down a little bit here after that long touchdown by Dante Lewis. Andrew Brush with a beautiful pass there. Hit him right in stride, easy touchdown.
He did. So I'm not sure I'm a big fan of the flag.
Playoff football.
Well, the thing is, he was talking, he was yelling, but he already talked to the head referee, and he said something, and he's like, well, I'm throwing the flag from 30 yards away when we just had a conference with the head referee.
We'll see what the referee says here.
But we'll see what they're going to do with it. I'm assuming it's an objectionable conduct on the bench.
We have an OC on the bench. It'll be applied on the kickoff.
And it'll be applied on the kickoff. So he must have said one too many things with a possible expletive put in there.
High snap. Up and good. So 29-0 now, the Saints lead the Hurricanes from Hamilton. The Saints prepare to kick off. They should be kicking off well up now.
Right from the yellow, right from the midfield stripe.
So Rafferty should be able to get a good boot on that. Rafferty, big 6'3" kicker out of Kingston, Ontario. There's some of our Saints supporters. Let's go Saints. Having a successful first half so far, 29-0. Here at Acumen Stadium, 1:16 to go in the first half of this OFC semifinal. The winner of this matchup will take on the winner of London, Ottawa.
Yep, and we're still waiting to hear for that report. And should the score remain in favor of the Saints, it'll be right here in this stadium once again next week.
And that'll be a rematch. They need to, Saints looking to redeem themselves after that Ontario finals where they lost in heartbreaking fashion. So that's a big kickoff just inside to the 2-yard line. Runs it up the middle. No room to go. Breaks a couple tackles. Going to get dragged down 19, 20-yard line. A little bit of pushing there at the 25. So with a minute 10 to go, the Hurricanes push back well into their own zone.
That was a kicker who was doing a little pushing there at the 25-yard line after the kick there. He was trying to go down and cover it. Good job of just making a pile there. All you see are the white jerseys there making tackles, forcing that play down. And if Hamilton's not careful, if they decide we're going to throw here, they could leave time for the Saints. If they're prudent and they just run it, the Saints have no timeout, so they can kill almost all the clock with 2 plays and a punt.
And this D probably wants to get on the board too, not let the offense have all the fun. Inside handoff, like you said, to the left side. Good gain there. Still on his feet. Late flag on the play.
Might be a head tackle. That looked like they got high up on the shoulder, neck area, so you might add on 15 here. But that's what I suspected, at least on the first down play. If this is on the Saints and you move up 15,
now you have options.
Okay, no problem with a minute left and your timeouts. Maybe you want to try to score. But the first one is a drive starter. If nothing happens, you know you can kill the clock.
Cold Saturday night here at Acumen Stadium. Fans bundled up in the grandstands.
And the visitors get a free timeout out of this because the penalty is going to hold this clock.
It was a big day at the St. Clair Sports Park. We saw our St. Clair Saints women's softball team move up to 24-0, a perfect season.
All right, so we have 3 penalties there. Objectionable conduct on each team, which means there was some chirping going on. And then the roughing, which was the head tackle, which is going to move it 15 yards at the end of the run, which is going to get them to the 40. And as I said, the penalty should hold the clock now, which gives the Hurricanes a free timeout. And now maybe they're going to say, hey, listen, let's try to get some points. Let's get into the passing set and see if we can catch this.
One more big play and they're in business.
Absolutely.
So snapping from their own 40. Dej now looks left. A lot of room over the left side to the 50. Midfield, just past midfield. Nice gain there, about 16, 17 yards.
Exactly. So that penalty is now proving to be pseudo-costly. I say pseudo because it's not quite
yet
made them pay yet. But, yeah, take what you got. You're going to go there. Maybe I would have liked to see him drive and get out of bounds to definitely hold the clock because this will start once they actually wind in the whistle, which it's starting.
Where they drop back in coverage a little bit, he had a lot of room on that
100%.
left side.
They're not going to give over the top, so they're going to give the under routes.
So 45 seconds, clock ticking. Dej back, receivers in motion. Looks back, looks deep down the left-hand side. Double coverage. Intercepted by the Saints. He goes down on his own 11-yard line. That's number 11, Kenley Williams, with the Saints INT.
And he is upset at himself because he slipped. He looked like he was about to plant and go.
He wasn't playing it safe to take a knee.
He was trying. He wanted. You'll see here on the play. He gears up. He knows he's got this pick here. Watch his back foot. Set. Ah! And then he slipped. He was going to drive, but he fell down after the interception. Good job by the defense. I'm really not sure what the Saints are going to do.
29-0. They don't want any mistakes down at this point of the game.
No, I don't think they're going to challenge the air, but they're comfortable with their defense. They might give their big arm quarterback another chance to hit Dante Lewis.
So they're on their own 12-yard line. 34 seconds to go. Inside handoff to the left. He's got some room to the outside. Tackled there. Nice gain. Just short of a first down, it looks like. So it'll be second and short.
Yeah, and just a little power play. They bring an offside guy, and they lead him up the hole, and they run through, and they get, a good 9 yards on the play, and that was Vokes on the carry. A 4th ball carrier in the game already, a 5th if you include Brush. So now, if they get this first down here, I wouldn't be surprised if they take one shot.
So no timeouts left for the Saints. Clock running here, 20 seconds. Looks like they're bringing the clock down, up 29-0. They still have 5 on the play clock. Play clock stopped. Another run, brought down, got the first down. I think the Saints are going to be happy with their 29-0 lead.
And worst case scenario, it's the last play of the half if they opt to possibly throw one. But they're just going to take the lead. They played a clean game. They don't want anything stupid at this point in time. So, yes, I agree. I would not be surprised if they even took a knee right here. wind it in, and it looks like they are lining up under center to take the knee here. So.
They have all the momentum. They don't want to swing that and give Hamilton any hope here in the second half. And that'll end it for the first half. So the first half is over here at Acumen Stadium. The Saints lead the semifinal action of the Ontario Football Conference 29-0. We'll be back shortly. Don't forget, we can watch all the action on WeDigital.ca. My name is Dan Dominguez, along with Vadi Kwas. Sorry about that. And we'll be back for second half action shortly coming up.
Every child should learn how to swim, for health, for safety, and for fun. That's why we've started Canada's Swim Team. Learn to swim at least 25 meters on your own, and you're on the team. Canada's Swim Team. It's that easy. Help make us the world's largest swim team by adding your name at getswimming.ca. Ask your parents first. Swimming, the only sport that can save your life.
Did you know that the most severe injuries in our region are motor vehicle crashes? 65% of road fatalities last year were directly the result of distracted driving. 90% of injuries arriving in our emergency rooms are preventable. Our message to you this summer is, put down the phone. Just drive. Let's work together to keep our trauma stretchers empty.
Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
If any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Mont's On Time Express has all of your delivery needs covered with a fleet of 50 vehicles, including cargo and sprinter vans, along with 24-foot straight trucks. It doesn't matter if the freight is big or small. Mont's On Time Express can guarantee safe and prompt delivery service throughout Canada and the United States. Licensed to broker freight throughout North America, Mont's On Time Express features same-day delivery service, along with a state-of-the-art dispatching system and live GPS tracking assistance. Mont's is fully insured and Canadian bonded, and has certifications with FAST, CTAT, PIP, and SmartWay. Mont's On Time Express is open 24 hours a day, 364 days a year. To get your delivery moving, contact Mont's On Time Express at www.montsontime.ca or call toll-free at 877-250-8282.
What can milk do? Well, it can turn you into a morning person. It can help fuel some pretty tough stuff. And it can definitely make cartoons funnier.
No, it can't.
Oh, well, it can have a little edge. But come on, even kiddies love it. It'll keep up with you at any age. It makes engines whir and creme brulee creamy. It's one of the easiest labels you'll ever read. And anything that makes this happen is pretty special. In fact, what can't milk do?
No. I never smoked any. Sure, I smoked a bit. But it was more your mom who was into it. Pot grows naturally, but it won't help you grow as a person.
Talking cannabis with your teen can be learned. Download our free brochure.
You know what? Poison ivy grows naturally, but it's not good for you, is it?
Find the answers you need at drugfreekidscanada.org.
The first kiss. She's thinking about a million things. Like, should I lean in or let him? Do I close my eyes or open them? But for him, he's only thinking about one thing. Did she have peanut butter for lunch?
big breath, for every little breath, and for every breath in between. Ontario Power Generation is committed to keeping Ontario's air clean. That's why the power we generate is 99% free of smog and carbon emissions. Because clean air matters to us all.
My name is Dan Dominguez, along with Badi Kwas. We're at Acumen Stadium. We just had the out-of-town scorer in the OFC semifinal. The London Beefeaters took down the Ottawa Sooners 35-14? 38, my bad. Yep.
And no surprise there, I don't think. Ottawa is a good football team. London is the defending champ, so I'm not surprised. And should things hold here, you're going to see a rematch of last year's final. That was here and broadcast by us on We Digital, and in heartbreaking fashion, your home Saints lost to the Beefeaters last year. So it should be a good game with the two top teams in the conference, likely, if the score holds up.
So a good first half for the Saints, 29-0, heading to the second half. Big exclamation point at the end, that 75-yard touchdown to Lewis. A little controversy there. They might have wanted a timeout unsuccessfully. A big touchdown. Maybe that first nail in the coffin?
Yeah, I think so. Close. I know there's a couple more quarters left, and after last year's final, we know anything could happen going down the stretch. But you saw Coach Hayes was heated. I'm not sure exactly what was happening. He wasn't mad at the on-field umpire and referee, but it was his sideline guy. And his sideline guy ended up throwing the flag that gave an objectionable conduct. So it looked like he was trying to communicate something to him, which my guess is he probably wanted to use his last time out to set his defense to keep the game at 22-0. That 29, your offense hasn't scored at all. You can't run the ball right now. Your quarterback, a rookie quarterback, doesn't necessarily have that moxie yet to really sustain and take you over the top. He's good. He's going to be real good. Just not there yet. So keeping it at 22 is 3 scores. 4, now you have to hope the Saints make mistakes to let you back.
So you're in Coach LaChance's shoes. What are you telling your team at halftime here? Up 29-0.
I simply tell them you are 0-0 right now. You cannot. They know the heartbreak from last year. You cannot let a team get any kind of life and get back into this game. So for your own protection, you have to play hard because you can't risk any injuries. You have to sustain all your blocks. You have to tackle. Take care of the ball, but execute. We know, if I'm Coach LaChance, we know what we want to do in our game plan. Our game plan doesn't change just because you're up 29-0. What you have to do is take care of the ball, run the ball, play action pass, and on defense, don't give up the big plays. If they do that, their special teams are good enough to keep winning, maybe make one more special team play, walk out of here, and host the final next week.
And to flip the script, your Coach Hayes now, what has he got to tell his team?
Number one, I'm going to tell my defense, you guys haven't played as bad as 29-0.
No.
You haven't. So I need my defense to get me a short field. First guy, hold the ball carrier. Second guy, I have to have the ball. I got to rip that ball out. I don't care if it's a receiver catching it or a running back. You have to get the ball out somehow, some way. Offensively, what you have to be able to do is somehow get consecutive first downs. You have to wear the defense down a little bit. Tire them out just a little bit. If you don't tire them and all you're doing is throwing, defense is going to pin their ears back, and they're going to have a field day on your young quarterback. So you have to try to get multiple first downs, one good drive, get you back into the game, and then hope for your defense to pull a turnover.
And the Saints are so deep, running back, wide receiver, it's going to be tough to tire them. They can throw 5-6 guys at each position.
They can.
Okay, we're getting ready for second half action. Acumen Stadium. The Saints lead at 29-0. We'll be back shortly with second half Saints versus the Hurricanes.
Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
If any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
And we have the opening kickoff here, and it looked like it was indeed fumbled and botched, but at least recovered by the Saints.
So the Saints offense takes the field, up 29-0. My name is Dan Dominguez, along with Badi Kwas, with the We Digital team, bringing you all the action. Be sure to catch the rebroadcast if you missed any of it on WeDigital.ca. 1st and 10 on their own 39. Inside handoff over to the left, drag down, gain of maybe a couple. Vokes with the run. Just a gain of a couple there.
Yeah, see on the replay, they try to go off tackle a little bit. Like to see a little better set of the edge on the block. But that was somebody coming from the backside who tracked that down. Wasn't sure on the exact number, but good trail tackle from the defender who made that tackle, limiting it to about 1.5 yards.
Yeah. So 2nd and 9 on their own 40. Brush still behind center. Got a pair of receivers on either side. Fakes the handoff. Looks down the middle. Hard throw off the hands. Didn't look that one in. Incomplete. That was 81 Michael Ryan, unable to come up with it.
Well, I don't think it was off the hands. I think it got him right in the gut. I think it went through his hands. Good delivery, good pocket. He threw it to the right guy. He went through all his reads, got right through his hands, onto his chest plate, bounced off him. So right off the bat, the Hurricanes got what they wanted. Almost a turnover, a 2-and-out. And if they can get those multiple first downs we discussed in our halftime report, maybe they can climb to this game early in the third quarter.
It was a good route right at the first down mark, just didn't execute. Short kick down the left-hand side. Bounce to the outside, to the 40, cuts it back in. Big hit, ball's loose, but it rolls out of bounds. Big hit there.
That's going to be St. Clair ball. They went off the leg of a St. Clair player.
Did he get the last touch?
That had to go off the leg of the St. Clair player. They're calling it. The ball is going. I don't know about that. Let's see the replay.
32. Is that Papin?
That looked like it touched the St. Clair player last. So here you go. It bounced out of bounds. And right there, it hits him right off the hip. I don't
That's a
know.
close one for the referees to call.
Wow. That looked like it was a ball for the taking, and it looked like that the Saints got a break on that one, but the Hurricanes have great field position here.
That's a great replay by the We Digital crew there. So the ball at the 44-yard line. Drops back, Dej over to the left side, over the head, penalty. Looks like he dragged him down a little bit too early. That's Patterson Jr. He's having a good game today, but might have got there a little bit early.
Yeah, I think he just got on his hip, and you'll see him just turn the receiver just a little bit, and that's it. His left hand was wrapped right around his hip and turned him. It was coming right at us. We did not need a replay for us to see it, but our replay showed that, and you do see pass interference, and they're going to move this up and give them a first down here.
Legal contact. St. Clair moving it up 10. First down.
So the Hurricanes still working with those quick hitters to either side. The Saints did adjust in that first half with that one interception, so they'll have to do the same again here.
But there's one first down, even by penalty. That counts. Now, if they can get 2, 3, maybe the defense gets a little tired. Let's see if they can mount something here.
Low snap, handoff up the middle. Big gain. Just past the first down marker. Nice run right up the gut for the first down. That's number 8. Caden Williams for the Hamilton Hurricanes.
And he's been obviously quiet because they are down and they've had to run the ball here as he leaves the game. But that being said, you see he does have some experience. He's got a couple touchdowns, got a couple 100 yards on the ground. He's been their primary back. But there's first down number 2 of this drive.
So the Hurricanes on the plus side of the field. On the Saints' 45-yard line. Kind of Tough snap. It looks like the running back and quarterback bumped into each other, lost the momentum there. 20 lost all his momentum. That's Jesse King, the small running back.
And right away, Coach Morency says, okay, we're back in our base set. You're not going to run the ball that easily on us, so we're going to bring a linebacker, control every gap there, and we're going to hold you for a loss of a yard there. Keep throwing the ball. You're going to mount this back. You got to do it on that rookie quarterback, so they don't want them to have a two-way go of it. So now they're behind the chains again after a good tackle for loss by the defense.
So they lose a yard. 2nd and 11 now in the 46. Dedge back. 3 to the left. Over the middle. Nice catch and run. Nice tackle. That's Patterson again. He was behind the receiver. Catches up quickly. Drags him down around the hip. They're going to be a couple yards short of the first down. This might be 3-down territory, down 29.
I would suspect if he didn't bobble it initially, I think the receiver might have been able to get the leverage to keep going and get a first down. But he had to double clutch, slowed him down, and it allowed Patterson to come up and make the tackle just short. But easy decision here. You're down 29. You're in the plus territory. You need
three's not going to do you a lot of good down 29.
2 yards, you go for it. And you can still run it here if you want.
And that's a long field goal nonetheless. So big play here. 3rd and 2 from the 37. Drops back. Looks right. Scrambles. On the run. Goes deep to the end zone. Interception from the Saints. That's Nathan Norton coming from the safety spot, helping his corner out. Comes with the big Saints INT.
Yes, but game awareness. Bat the ball down, you get the ball at the 40-yard line. You intercept it, you're inside the 10.
He's realizing it now.
They know, but DBs, I know how DBs work.
They want to see that stat, that one.
Coach Morency just giving them a little bit of that, and they, you know they're going to go after the ball. Knock the ball down, you're going to have way better field position. But, hey, instincts take over. You're a ball hawk. Go get the ball, and he picked it off.
Yeah, he knew it right away.
And he did. He realized it. And now, hey, maybe this is a good drive setter maybe for the Saints. Maybe they say we're at our own 5-yard line. Can we go 105 yards and put this game on ice with our offense marching a long drive?
Using a lot of clock, that would then just take the life right out of the Hurricanes. So backed up in their own goal line. Looks deep down the right side. Makes the catch. Brought down at the 42-yard line. That's a beautiful catch. That's Hayes Williams, the all-star. Almost unstoppable.
Guaranteed. Coach LaChance said they're going to try to bring some pressure here because they're in the goal line, maybe create a turnover. We got man coverage. I'm going to take my top receiver in the league, throw it up to him.
One-on-one. Hicks did a good job there.
Good coverage.
What are you going to do?
Better play by the quarterback and by the receiver.
Again, props to Brush there, putting it right in the basket. Good execution all around. Offensive line, quarterback, receiver. Can't draw it up much better.
Nathaniel Norton knew what he was doing there. Pick it off and let our quarterback get some extra stats.
Get him out of the hole. Yep. They're on their own 43 now. Handoff, left side. Gains a couple. Gains 2 or 3 yards. Drag down. That's Cartier again. They've been using that little inside run quite a bit today.
No question. And this time, all the linebackers came forward. Again, they're making calculated gambles here. They are trying to make sure that they are going to just jam up the running back and hopefully somebody can rip the ball up. They are going to be coming downhill. So I suspect the run game might be a little bit sluggish early on here because the defense has to come after the ball. They're going to be bringing forward, and they're going to be bringing pressure forward, and they're going to try to rip it out. So I wouldn't be surprised if their hard ground game slows down a little bit, but you still have Brush, and you still have Lewis, and you still have Hayes Williams.
2nd and 8 now. Down the middle, that's Hayes Williams again. First down, just past the midfield line. Another good throw and catch there.
And you run 3 plays, and you're across midfield already. That's the luxury you have when you have an offensive line that's going to give you protection, and you have all-star stud receivers, and you have a quarterback who can see over the top of everything and throw a hard slant, which gets you right in the middle of the field again.
The Saints break the huddle. Just past midfield. Shot of the Saints bench there. 3 receivers over on the right side. A 4th now. Looks down the middle. Another, down, lots of room down the left side. He could go to the corner of the end zone. On the pylon. Touchdown, Dante Lewis. A beautiful catch and run. He got the corner. He saw daylight. He made them pay.
No question. Made him pay. Got a good block from his receiver, but I'm going to tell you, the play was Brush stood in the pocket and took a shot here. Bang. Delivered a strike and took a shot. And now it's Dante Lewis being that all-star returner. And he knows he's going to have the speed to find the corner of the end zone, breaks the plane, and that's all that matters. Excellent throw under pressure. That is a big-time throw by the quarterback.
The point after now, 36-0. St. Clair Saints, 7:53 to go in the third quarter.
A 105-yard drive, and I think
not a lot of clock.
5 plays.
Not a lot of clock being used there.
5 plays, big chunk yards. You got your all-stars all involved there. But again, that was squarely on Brush. Andrew Brush made a strike when he was hit off his backside.
Chaddock came in on the hit, but yeah, like he stood tall, made the throw. I'm sure he'll take the touchdown pass for one of those hits any day.
No question, but not a lot of people have that balance, that trust in their body to absorb the hit and throw it. He did that. That is
accurately too. Accurately. Some guys hear footsteps and that ball doesn't go to the intended receiver.
No question.
So Rafferty again, big left footer. Getting ready to put this ball back into action. Booming kick to about just past the 10-yard line. Tries to cut it back left. A little bit of room running into traffic now. A little spin move down about the 27, 28-yard line.
Yeah, and I believe that's their starting running back number
Caden Williams, yep.
Caden Williams, who, again, he ran an awful long way from outside the right hash on the numbers, and he's running sideways, and he picks up a total of about
12.
7 or 8 yards,
yeah,
and ran about 35 yards. And our in-game announcer here at the stadium just said that, repeating that London did win 38-14 against Ottawa. So the winner of this game, and as it appears, it will be the Saints, will be hosting that conference championship in a rematch of last year's heartbreaker, if you're a Saints fan.
Handoff inside. Good gain, about 5 yards. And that's going to be here at Acumen Stadium. You can catch it on We Digital. WeDigital.ca, our We Digital Facebook page, or the YouTube page. Little run up the middle, 5 yards.
Yeah, and there are some new bodies in there. I see some new numbers I haven't seen yet in the game. At this point in time, I'm pretty confident that the coaches are saying, well, we have some guys banged up. They've played, but let's get them out of this game to ensure they're ready for the final next week. Get some extra reps for some other guys here.
That looks like that might be Duke at quarterback now. If that's number 9, that's now James Duke. It is. Nice catch on the outside. Kind of sidesteps, gets the first down. Ball's loose. Saints are saying they got it. And they do. Number 99 comes away with it. That's big. Robert Vidak, 6'2", 265 out of Toronto.
Everything's working right now for the home team. They have been the benefactor of all the turnovers in their favor. I believe they have a couple fumbles now, and that's a great strip out again. And it's number 11 once again, Kenley Williams, who forced that fumble. And then obviously the defensive lineman lands on it, gives them the first down at the 45-yard line.
That was a great reception there for the Hamilton receiver. Just couldn't hang on to it once Kenley started stripping away at it. So we'll see if the Saints start going a little deeper into the bench. That looks like 24 in the backfield. That's MJ Doyle Marshall. We saw him, and he was probably their number 2 running back, I guess we saw in the first half. Still 5 receivers. Brush drops back. Has some room, tries to scramble. Falls forward for a couple yards. Ball comes loose. I think it was down.
Yeah, but that's something I know you don't want to see, a big defensive lineman landing with some weight on your quarterback, because you can't afford either one of those shoulders or hands to get banged up here right now. The protection wasn't terrible. He tries to step up into the hole. However, just O-line can't sustain that for that long. Brush needs to either get up faster or get rid of it sooner. I would suggest throw that thing away. Do not take a hit. You're up comfortably. Don't take a hit. Throw it away. 2nd and 10 is no different than 2nd and 8.
And that's Mason Burnett, their all-star 6'4", 280 lineman. So 2nd and 8 from the 43. Brush drops back, looks right, goes deep, end zone, just past the receiver. That's Jared Hayes-Williams, just overthrown a little bit. Had one-on-one on the outside, just couldn't get it to him there.
Yeah, and again, that to me is, hey, Coach LaShawn saying, listen, I don't want my guy getting hit. Just going to set him up, throw it over the top. If we get it, we get it. If they pick it, it's like a punt. Incomplete, we're punting anyway. I just don't want to see my quarterback hit like that again.
So we're down to only 20 minutes to go in this game. The Saints lead 36-0. We're at Acumen Stadium, the beautiful campus of St. Clair College. Saints getting ready to punt.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's the last we saw of Andrew Brush.
We'll keep an eye to see if Gannett starts throwing a ball in front of us. High punt, right just past the goal line. There's a flag down. He gets brought down. That's going to be a penalty.
Yeah, we got roughing the kicker. Now, I don't know if they're going to call running into him or the roughing. He kicked it wasn't his plant leg he kicked, but he landed hard on his back.
Yeah, we'll see it on the replay here, I'm sure, shortly.
He landed hard on his back. So you'll see here on the replay, we just missed that point of it.
So that's their all-star linebacker, Isaiah Joseph.
So we're going to get that. Usually if it's the down leg, he gets it, but we'll see what the actual call is. They're going to discuss it from both
The
guys.
referee's having the discussion on the 40-yard line.
Yeah, and there's
kicker. Look, he's okay. That's good to see him up and looking okay.
Well,
no worse for wear.
Yeah, and sometimes these kickers practice that. Any kind of contact, you got to go down hard. I'm not saying they're embellishing, but yeah, hey, that's part of the kicking game to
played some soccer in his youth. Get a little of that soccer dive.
But as soon as a kicker feels contact on his foot, he's oftentimes going to go down, spin himself around a little.
So the offense looks like they're coming back on the field. So that's looking like it's going to be the 15-yard variety.
We'll get the call right now.
We got an unnecessary roughness on the kicker, on Black. We also have a youth, Black. Going to go up.
So Joseph gets the
yards, first down.
15-yard penalty, so that gives the Saints the first down.
Yeah, well, they're going to get 25 out of this because there was an objectionable conduct as well. So you're getting the 15 from the first, which gets you the automatic first, and you're adding 10 more on it. So you're going to go up 25 yards right now. And now Coach Hayes wants to speak to Mr. Carter.
Yep.
It looks like he's asking what was the objectionable conduct for. Was it chirping? Was it
because
taunting?
Joseph looked like he was even trying to help the kicker up, so I don't think it was from Joseph.
I don't think so. It might have been in the scrum because the rest of the play still happened. Let me get a good look here at Coach LaChance as he sends Andrew Brush in for another series here. Yeah, and it didn't look like it was too much of a heated conversation with Coach Hayes. I'm guessing he just wanted to know what the objectionable conduct was.
Maybe who it was.
Yeah, and what they said or did to maybe correct it.
So the Saints up 36-0. 5 minutes exactly to go in the third quarter. Referees put the ball back in play. We're ready to go. From the 18-yard line. Brush back, looks left. Fires at Ute, spins out. He's got one man to beat. Oh, he jukes him out of his shorts for another Saints touchdown. Beautiful juke, and he's got a few dance moves to go along with that juke. The Saints break this one wide open. It's 42-0 St. Clair Saints. Beautiful catch and run by Ute.
Yeah, if I knew how to play Madden, I'd tell you that was left.
A trigger, something, a bumper.
Whatever it is. But he catches this ball, does his spin out, makes the first guy miss, and then the little stick in,
boom,
and out, and now you're walking into the end zone.
Yeah, that's tough to see if you're a DB there, but yeah, what are you going to do?
The whole team's now having fun with that. Now it's just a good play by a very talented receiver.
And he wears 10. How much does he remind you of Tyreek Hill?
A little bit with that quickness. A little bit.
Smaller receiver, you get him in space, goodbye.
Yep. So they're all getting involved here.
So big lead for the St. Clair Saints. Again, if they can hold on this 43-point lead, they're going to host the OFC finals next week against the London Beefeaters right here at Acumen Stadium. The exact date and time to be determined, but we're looking like next Saturday night. And the Saints looking to rebound after that tough loss last season.
Yeah, and now you see a little bit of, I don't want to say relaxation on the sideline, but they sense it. They sense they're ready to go to the final. So I just make sure you play your 4 quarters. Don't get anyone hurt. Get out of here so you're firing on all cylinders for next week.
And I see Gannett with the helmet on, looking like he might be getting loose now.
Makes perfect sense.
Fresh looking, got the hair flowing going. He's relaxed now with that big 43-0 lead. So the kickoff here, about the 15-yard line. Looks up the middle, good run back, misses the tackler, gets it just inside, almost to the 30-yard line. Good run back there for Hamilton.
Yeah, and he went straight forward on that. He did not run 30 yards wide. He went forward, picked up about 15. Good.
Go from A to B.
Yeah, and then the ball just gets hung up in the wind a little bit, and it moves him up forward, and he makes one guy miss. I didn't really like that arm over when you expose the ball like that, because that's how it fumbles out again. But now we're seeing some more substitutions in, a few new numbers again on this defensive set. But I'm telling you right now, there's some pride from these defensive players. They don't want to give up the shutout.
Yep.
Right now that defense is playing to keep that 0 on the board. They're not worried if the offense scores again. They either want to score themselves, and then you see some of the defensive coaches there that are working on coaching up their players. And this is, to me, this is why I think Jason Hayes is one of the better coaches in the league. He's talking to his guys. He's explaining to them, guys, play football. This might very well be a young team.
He took a timeout just to give them that little bit extra motivation, not to get too discouraged here.
100%. He's just explaining to them, guys, use this experience to your advantage. I'm coaching you like it's nothing. Go out there, play football, play clean, and get ready, because this year might not be our year, but next year will be. They have a young roster. They have some talent. They have multiple all-stars on both offense and defense. Let's play this game out for the experience so that next year when we're back in this situation, we're on the good side of it.
So that's Duke out by quarterback. James Duke, 6'1", 205. Taking over for Dej. Had a good go of it. Tough against that Saints defense.
I cannot tell you how good that of a move that was. That was an impressive thing by the coach to do.
Handoff left side. Got a little bit of room on the outside. First down, big hit at the 45-yard line. Nice run.
Yeah, and that's the coach telling his guys, I'm not done. You're not done. Good on him.
Jesse King there. Small running back, but he lowers the shoulder, gives a nice hit there.
He sure did. And Williams was in on yet another tackle there.
Well, like you said, they don't want to put a 0 up on that board. They want to get on that board, the good side.
Yeah, and like I said, at 3-5, the expectation wasn't for them to come in here and necessarily win this game, but they might gain that experience that's needed to make them better for years to come.
Another handoff, run right up the middle, another 7 yards. The Saints pushing back on defense a little bit, maybe, just to keep over the top, keep that safe.
Sure, and that's it. They're going to play vanilla. They're going to just have their base defense in, make the tackle. That's all they're going to say. They might throw a wrinkle here or there and let some of these guys on the back end possibly create a little confusion. But what you want to do on both sides of the ball is keep playing hard football, and that's what the Hurricanes look like they're doing right now.
2nd and 4 on the 52. Another handoff up the middle, cuts it left. That's the first down around the corner. Big gain on the left side. Dragged down out of bounds by the Saints. That's Williams with the first down.
And that's another good hard run and clean play both ways. I love the fact that right now I'm not seeing the Hurricanes getting chippy or chirpy. There's no real need for the Saints to taunt right now. Good hard run. The O-line are blocking hard right now. You see a linebacker shooting through there and just loses balance and doesn't break down. But good play all around, all the way through the sideline.
Good spirit there, but I think you saw a little gritty there from Williams there at the end of that play. So Hamilton's still in good spirits, even being down 43-0, trying to get on the board. So the Saints D got to try and hold to keep that 0 up on the board. Drops back, wide open, overthrown. A little bit of pressure maybe on that left side created that overthrow.
Whole lot of pressure because Coach Morency there at that point said, okay, you guys, this is your time. Go get that blitz. Go get that pressure.
So that's Duke in at quarterback for the Saints, or for the Hurricanes, excuse me. He came in relief of Kieran Dej. Gets the call from the sidelines. There's Duke's numbers there. 441 yards. He had 3 touchdowns. Probably not getting more of a little mop-up duty, I'm sure, this year. But like you said, a young team trying to get all the experience they can against this really tough Saints defense. Drops back, looks right, throws hard, just overthrown. That was 17. Tiaj Holmes almost with the INT for the Saints.
Yeah, and that was a missed opportunity there because you had a receiver who was doing an in-breaking route there and had a lot of room to work. If this ball's on him, you'll see that he had some room to work. That's almost the exact same play Dante Lewis caught on a little slant and then could turn it up. Unfortunately, they just missed on that route.
And you see on the sidelines, that's Gannett starting to warm up. So that could be the end of the day for Brush. They're up 43-0. They don't need to risk any silly injuries going into next week's final against London. A lot of pressure. He's got nowhere to go. That's number 2, Billy Patterson. He's got a pick and a sack, I believe, today.
Yeah, he is playing well. And the whole defense, yeah, they all want to make sure it's kept on zeros there. So they bring a corner blitz there, and at that point in time, they just don't have enough in protection there. Nothing happening, and it's an easy sack.
Big pressure there by 31, Nicholas Malman. Patterson gets the sack. Brush is actually still in there. So Gannett was getting loose, warming up a little bit. Looks like they'll let Brush finish off this quarter. They might be missing some personnel.
Yeah, that's Jared Hayes-Williams. Looks like he didn't realize that the offense just got the ball back. So the play clock's in. It's at 4 seconds. They're either going to have to call a timeout or you're going to have a delay of the game. And that's indeed the case.
Flags down.
They had already established the huddle, and when a player comes off from the sideline, they're not resetting the clock for you. That was just, I guess, maybe a little too exuberant on the sideline, not paying attention to your offenses on the field.
When backing
They
it
may
up.
have missed short another guy. Another player, 87, just came on the field. They might have only been at 11 there.
And I believe that was correct, but the gates were already closed from the sideline, so they couldn't have an illegal substitution on top of it. So take the delay, move back.
So 1st and 15. Saints on their own 41-yard line. Minute 9 to go in the third quarter. They lead it 43-0 here at Acumen Stadium. Brush still in the ball game. Hard count again. Big hole up the middle. One man to beat. Big hit at the 50-yard line. What a run. That's 25.
Boris.
That's Boris Wright. Just lowered the boom after a run of about 20 yards.
Yeah, give me his numbers, his height and his weight.
Boris,
you got him there?
Yeah, 5'6", $160.
He just ran like he's 220 pounds there, and he just runs over with some steam. He's been doing that since his days at high school, but we do have a penalty here.
Was it mass plus acceleration? There's some sort of scientific formula that I don't recall from high school.
100%. But we have offsides. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
that play all goes for naught as you have an offside, so it's going to be 1st and 20.
I think he'll still keep that for his highlight reel, though.
Oh, yeah, that's on video, so he still has that as a run. But Boris Wright has been doing that since his time at Holy Names, and he always runs. Despite his size, he runs with power. A couple weeks ago, in the game against, I believe it was London, he squared up a guy and just ran him over. It was awesome. What a good tackle, on top of the fact that great run behind it.
So 1st and 20 from the 36. Brush drops back wide open on the left side. Let's see if he can beat him. He does. He spins out of it. Nice tackle there. That 28, I believe. 28. That's Prosper Mumbai. That's a nice tackle on the outside. If he gets past him, he's got a lot of room to run.
He does. He had the whole sideline. He was the last line of defense. Good throw, good catch. You pick up both those penalty yards back, and now it's 2nd down and 10.
That was McMillan. That's the first I think we've seen of him today.
Yeah, and they have a plethora of talent all over the place. We just don't see it all because their 3 or 4 top guys seem to dominate all, which they should, of course.
Quick hitter to the right side. Got some blocking. To the outside. Tries to get the first down right at the first down sticks. A little late. There's a flag. A little late shove there. That's tough there. That's 55. Tyler Bevan. And they might have sold it a little bit there, St. Clair, on the shove.
Yeah, he pushed Boris right, and it looked like Boris was down the field blocking him. And Dante Lewis picked up about 9 yards on that little hitch scanter. And they're going to add the 15 after that.
So regardless of where they spot that ball, it's going to be a Saints first down.
It sure is. I just want to see if there was anything leading up to that, but they always get the retaliation after that. And it was clear he pushed the running back off.
Referees discussing.
After the first down,
Moving
we have
the Saints
objectionable
back
conduct. St. Clair backing it up 10. First down.
Okay, so they gave a first down. So we'll see at the top of the screen. You have Boris Wright pushing, nothing.
Oh, just missed the replay there. But that call goes against the Saints for objectionable conduct.
Unless they call them for, faking it, right?
Yeah.
You could have done that if they exaggerated that he touched them and pushed them.
Yeah.
But it was after the yards.
A little bit of a hockey dive there, too. So 2nd and 10. Looks left. Wide open. Yute down the middle of the field. Tackle from the back. That's a big first down. He was wide open coming across the middle of the field.
Yeah, and this time it was Gannett, and he's now in the game.
Oh, he snuck in there. We didn't see him sneak in.
He did. He's a little shorter, so when I saw the turn, as was number 1, who made the nice throw. Again, a good pocket to throw in, nice and clean. A good sit route from Ute, and he gets the ball and he carries it. Unfortunately for the Hurricanes, because it looked like it was Isaiah who came in there and almost stripped that out.
So we're through 3 quarters. The St. Clair Saints lead 43-0. We'll be back here on We Digital.
For every big breath, for every little breath, and for every breath in between, Ontario Power Generation is committed to keeping Ontario...
We're back here, 4th quarter action. 3 receivers over to the left side. Gannett. Short run up the middle. That's 25. That's right again.
Yeah, and he tried to hurdle over some of the offensive line. They did that speed motion across, went to a quads look, pumped a little fake, and tried that little delay inside run. And Boris was trying to do his hurdling act, and he was unable to get over the pile and only picked up 3 yards as a result of it.
So Gannett in here. He played against the GTA Grizzlies in that final game. Brush was nursing a bit of an injury, so smartly they played it safe and kept him off the field. But also good experience for Gannett, getting a good 3 quarters of action in that game.
No question.
He rolls out to the left side, got some blockers, puts his head down for the run, runs over the linebacker there, gain of about 8 yards. Good run.
Nice run by Gannett. He took on the physical play of the linebacker and put himself in that 3rd down and short, and I would suspect that they're going to possibly go for it here as we see Gannett's numbers on the season.
554 yards, 7 touchdowns. He did well, like I said, in that GTA game. Getting a lot of experience. Just in case something were to happen to Brush, it's good to have that number 2 guy, Gannett, ready to go at any time.
Yeah, I would be surprised if they just do some sort of leadoff tackle to the left here behind their all-star, what will be all-Canadian, Corey Levesque, the left tackle, who was the conference lineman of the year. So that's going to get him his all-Canadian status. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see
Wright and Pappen in the backfield.
And there
Hand off, right Pappen towards Pappen.
And you see in the middle of the screen there, that's number 65 pushing 41. You got an all-star against an all-star, and the all-star lineman won that one, and that was an easy first down run, as I would have guessed. I'm going to go right behind my horse. You'll see on our screen, number 65 is pushing number 41 back. And that's easy pickings if you're a running back. Go right behind your horses.
So we saw Hayes Williams leave the field. His day might be done soon. That was Riley Sagriff coming in for him. And we're getting some wholesale changes for the Saints offense.
Yeah, this big offensive line is really, really taking over inside, pushing the pile.
1st and 10, rolls right. Looking. Throws on the run. Tough pass. Good defense there. That's number 1. That's their all-star DB. That's T-Berg there for the Hamilton Hurricanes, stride for stride with the receiver.
Yeah, it's great coverage. Was not there.
But good job by the quarterback not to force it and make an unforced error.
And now it looks like even a couple of the offensive linemen have been subbed out, trying to get some bodies off. You see the all-star offensive lineman of the year, Levesque, coming off the sideline, number 65. You see him just turning around in our screen right now. So you get these guys out, get some of your backups in. You never know if down the road, next week or possibly deeper in the season, you might need somebody here or there. So you shift a couple bodies around.
So lots of movement here. Gannett by himself in the backfield. Looking left, runs up the middle, someone at his ankles, he breaks through that. Big hit down the middle, room on the right, there's a flag, that's going to come back. There's a few flags there. Illegal hit there. He got the big block.
Yeah.
Looks like he caught him kind of blindside.
Oh, there's no kind of. You can never work back towards your line of scrimmage or your end zone, and that's indeed always going to be the call. That has been now a rule for a couple years.
It's a dangerous hit.
It is, yeah. It's because the person's vulnerable. They don't see it coming. They don't expect somebody coming back towards their own end zone and hitting. So we'll see what the official call is.
Looked like a coach talking to him on the sideline. If it did go against Szymanski, that was I saw a coach speaking with him on the sideline. Waiting for the official call from the referees. So the Saints still lead 43-0. We're in the fourth quarter.
So I think they're trying to explain to them, you can take the result of the play, which is going to be about a 9-yard gain, and move them back in the down counts, and it's going to be 2nd and 16.
That's 30 yards. Repeat, second down.
They're going to move them back 30 yards. They had 2 of them on there, and the down is going to count. So you'll see here as Gannett scrambles back, anyone working back towards their quarterback right there is illegal. And then he stands and he
posed over him. Yeah.
So, and now you have a bench penalty. It looks like Coach LaChance just got one here.
Being restrained from his sideline a little bit.
Yeah, because he can't afford to get another one, so he doesn't get ejected on for next week. But he's just got to. I wonder what has him so heated.
Maybe that taunting call.
Well, it was a taunt, so I just wonder if there was something else that sort of set him off on that. I'm sure I'll be down at field level after the game, and I'll ask him. I said, did you...
On the bench.
There it is.
Backing it up 10. Still repeat.
So it's 2nd down in the length of the field.
Yeah, they got a long way to go.
Yeah. I hope our graphics...
You seeing a little drop play coming?
No, I hope our graphics guys put this up. I want them to have 2nd down and 65. People don't get to see that on camera or on TV very often. So
I think the booth's trying to figure it out. They got their shoes and socks off trying to determine. There you go, 2nd and 50.
I'll put it all up there. I don't know. It looks a lot more than 50 to me.
So he's getting his 2 cents in now.
He's just asking what the... So he's just wondering what the secondary penalty might have been or why. All right. Now, Mr. Carter's been around the block a little bit. He knows exactly what's going on. So he's calmly telling them that we got you, but just keep it down. Just we'll take care of the rest.
But the Saints players, they see that. They know their coach is going to go to war for them. So even in a 43-0, you want a coach that's going to battle.
Listen, Coach LaChance's pretty smart. He knows that he can afford to take a penalty. He's not going to take it at a critical time. It's 43-0. If you're going to take a penalty, you can afford to sort of take it now. But you still don't want to run the risk, because if you do get a second one and you get ejected, you got to be conscientious of that, because it's going to add an automatic one. And now they're going to conference with Coach Hayes and just explain to him what's going on. Why they're upset or whatever, and he's just, okay, whatever.
Yeah. They're going to have second and half a football field here.
Half an American field.
Yeah.
It's 52 and a half
Yeah.
to make our full, or 55 yards, sorry, to make our full half.
On their own 35-yard lines. Inside of 12 minutes to go now. A little pitch out to the right side. He's got some room, cuts it back. He's dragged down. That'll bring up third and a mile.
Yeah, get the punt.
Another flag. There's more pushing and shoving in there. I'm not sure which way is this going, but yeah, there's some pushing and shoving after every play, it looks like now.
Now, the weird thing about it, if this is...
Yeah. Could be a
like,
costly first down.
Yeah, you don't want to see something stupid here. You don't want to see something that leads to an ejection. That's the thing I'm more concerned with.
Unnecessary roughness. Hamilton
so
up
that's
50.
Going to give him a first down.
First down.
That's a bad penalty there. The Hurricanes, they're getting frustrated. It didn't look too severe. A little bit of pushing and shoving. But the Saints the referees are trying to nip this in the bud. 43-0. They don't want anything crazy to happen in the last 11 minutes.
Let's see in this scrum here if we can actually see something that came out of this after that was clearly unnecessary. We just broke out of the coverage just a little earlier on that. But, you don't want to see that on either team. Because ejections will carry over. Like if a player here is a returning player for Hamilton, they get ejected, it could cost them a game next year as well. I want to see something like that because it stays on the league registrar.
So they're at midfield now. Gannett at quarterback. Fakes the throw, inside handoff. Nice tackle there. That's big, Isaiah Joseph. A little bit of a rock bottom there, and he's going to celebrate that one.
Yeah. He's just getting out of there. I don't know if he wants the guy to make sure he knew he made the tackle, or he's like, I don't want to say anything stupid because everyone else is getting penalties. He's a big player, and Coach Rice told me we got to know where 41 is all game long, and the offensive line has done a pretty good job of accounting for 41 most of the game.
So 2nd and 7. Gannett takes the snap, drops back, fires it open, first down yardage. He should have the first down.
And that looks like it's Tristan Rutherford, who is primarily a return man on specials, but he does get his chance here on offense and looks like he has just enough for a first. He just does a little inside curl, and he settles in, and it clearly looks like he's got it.
Yep, they call first down. The chains.
I actually think the spot is a little light. I thought he clearly got across. I thought he got clearly across, and from this far from my side, it looks like he has to get over.
Yeah.
So it's
they're
going to be
third.
And
They changed
short.
it. He called first down at one point and changed his mind after seeing the spot.
Yeah, because the chains from this angle looks like they're just past the solid white line of the 45, and that ball is not fully passed, and there's a good view of that. So I think they have to get the red, the orange marker is the one. That's a good sideline view from our crew.
Kelvin down on the field, running up and down. Alex and Melissa also on cameras, doing a great job here for the We Digital crew. A little toss out to the right side. Strips the ball from fumble. Nice recovery. That's 66 on the spot. AJ Zaytoon. Zaytoon, we'll call it. Out of LaSalle.
And he looks like he got the first down.
So Johnny on the spot there for the big offensive lineman.
Catch.
Good catch. Tried to get a little bit.
Fumble.
Nice strip there by number 2. That's Jeremy Hicks. But 66 doing a good job of falling on that ball. The referee's discussing where they're going to spot that, and they indicate first down Saints.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what was the long discussion about that. It wasn't fumbled forward.
As long as it wasn't fumbled forward, that was probably the only discussion they wanted to be sure.
Yeah, it worked its way back, so there we got it. They got the right call, and 8 minutes and counting. Use most of this clock up here. Again, they have wholesale changes pretty much on the offensive line. I think they have maybe 2 guys. They don't have a ton of backups. They don't dress 14, 15 O-linemen, so.
A little discussion on the far side.
Yeah, Coach Hayes is wondering what he might be arguing that should have been an incomplete pass.
Looked like on our replay, he had possession of it. It looked like it just got stripped away. Not sure of the discussion there.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just asking him something. He's like, yeah, okay, I got you. He understands. He just needed to ask a simple question like, hey, what's going on? Like, what are you guys calling here? What was what was so long? What was the discussion about? Why did you guys take so long? Was it incomplete, complete? Make the call, move on.
So after all that, it's still a Saints first down. They're at the 45-yard line, leading 43-0, trying to complete this shutout and head to the finals against London next week. Isaiah Joseph on the outside, blitzing. Gannett runs to the left. He's got room, got one man to get to the first down. At the corner, reaches for the chain. Flag on the far side of the field here.
Yeah.
Way away from the play. So we'll see what... That's Larry Rogers there, way on the other side. Let's see what he has.
Yeah, I don't know.
He was 70 yards away from the play.
I hope it's not a peel back. That didn't look like it was a blind side. That's the only thing that I sort of suspect. But it was so far away from it. I'm not sure. Like, you could just tell from the reaction of Speller there, the old lineman. Looks like they're going to be taking this thing back.
On the D. I couldn't see anything from our angle. I don't know if the replay caught anything objectional on there.
15, first down.
That's an
and
unnecessary.
He's ejected 3 yards.
So if it was away from the play and he ear-holed somebody, then clearly it's not necessary. Even if it's a legal hit, it was so far away from the play, that's an intent to injure, which will move it up 15 yards. So I guess the off official could throw that flag if he sees it that way. I didn't see anything, at least in live, so I can't be too judgmental without seeing what the Hamilton defender did.
So that moves the ball up to the 22-yard line. First down, Saints. Gannett ready to take the ball from center. A little handoff. Nice tackle there in the backfield. Down for a loss. That was Nathaniel. I'm going to let you pronounce that one. I hear they call him Ty.
Ty, is that what they
They refer to him as Ty.
Ty switch. Close, I try.
But that was a nice tackle there. That looked like number 50, Seb Godfredson.
You know, the first thing I would do if I had as a high school teacher, first, how do you say your name? Because it's important to say it properly.
And do you have a nickname?
No, I will learn their name. It's important. Your name is yours. It's your stamp. Own it.
So second and long now from the 27. Gannett takes the snap, looks right, fires over there, caught, runner goes down. Nice throw and catch, couldn't keep his feet. That's 82, Tyler Szymanski with the catch. Nice catch, he's out of Chatham.
Yeah, picked up about 6 yards or so. It's going to bring up third down and long, so I'm not sure if they're going to bring out the field goal team, but it sure looks like it.
There's Pappin. Some of the big boys from special teams coming in. Also gives a chance to their special teams unit to work on some things going into next week's final.
I never, this always has to be automatic. Like, you have to still coach this game. For me, these mechanics, you don't get enough real-time reps. You can practice it all you want, but real-time reps is important.
Counts.
That's right. So
when
you need them. I don't care at 43-0. Real-time reps matter in the kicking game.
So Rafferty, left footer ready, a little bit of a high snap. Nice hold there from Gannett.
And he
missed it, though, to the right, but that's going to get the single. So the Saints tack on another one. Just over 4 minutes to go. The Hamilton Hurricanes offense going to come back out on the field.
Yeah, and
clock running here.
Yeah, it does appear that they are allowing the clock to run.
Going to end this one with the 44-point lead. I'm sure Bruce Carter had discussion with both coaches. So it should be Duke still in at quarterback for the Hurricanes.
Looks like it's number 9 again.
Yep, that's Duke. So Hamilton going to see if they can get on the scoreboard. Still trailing 44-0. Duke takes the snap, drops back, goes deep down the left side. Had a man underthrown, just missed on the interception. He had the man open there, just underthrown by the quarterback.
He sure did. And underthrown
Quinn Robertson
is indeed the case. That's the one where you got to try to hoist that thing up with just a little higher launch point and try to let it drop in the bucket.
So that's a 3-minute warning. The Saints sideline. They're looking forward to next. There's the coaching staff looking forward to next week's final here at Acumen Stadium against the Beefeaters. Duke going deep again. A little bit more velocity on that one. Nice throw. Ball just falls in. That's 11, Kenley Williams. And that was also 30, Malcolm Wallace in on the defense. Nice play by the DBs to stay with those receivers.
Yeah, and that's the throw he needed on the last.
Yeah, that was a touchdown on
yeah.
He threw that one to
if
throw
you notice
before.
how that had a little more arc to it and was able to sail and then drop into the bucket that way. So you're going to get some return men out here. Dante Lewis looks like he's not going to come out. You're going to have Tristan Rutherford still, and this time he's going to be joined by number 80.
Ty Colquhoun.
Ty Colquhoun. Okay, yeah.
5'7", 160 out of Windsor. Rutherford, 5'9", also out of Windsor. Under 2 minutes now. Saints looking to preserve that shutout. Little bit of a breeze in the punter's face. In for the block, just missed. That was Patterson trying to get it. He didn't get much of a kickoff. He's going to return it. Going to be a no yards, it looks like.
Yeah, and it'll be the 5-yard variety, so they'll just move it up a few yards and move on from there.
Patterson on the outside trying to get a block, trying to get all the little checks in the stat box today.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if the officials are just going to ask if you're going to take a knee here and just run this all the way down to 0, because they can exercise that option if they want to. I'm pretty sure you're not going to get any resistance from the Hamilton sideline at this point just to get this through.
No yards.
And there's our
12.
official no yards call.
Up 5 yards. First down.
So we're under a minute here. The Saints on the verge of moving on to the OFC finals. They're celebrating now.
And there we have it.
Next week, we're going to have the London Beefeaters coming to town to take on our St. Clair Saints. You can see all the action on WeDigital.ca. Saturday, October 22nd, 7 p.m. should be the time. We'll confirm that. But next Saturday, we'll have that big rematch from last year's heartbreaking loss. The Saints, they have revenge on their minds.
No question. No question at all. But all around, I do not believe the Saints turned the ball over once, and evidenced by the score, they were the better team.
And it's time for the dance party now. The Saints have done it. The clock ticks down. They'll take a final knee to put this one. The coaches can celebrate. The Saints are going back to the Ontario Championships. The ball game is over. 44-0. The St. Clair Saints move on to the Ontario Football Conference Final. The teams meet at midfield to shake hands. My name is Dan Dominguez. Alongside me is Badi Kwas. We'd like to thank you for tuning in. We hope to see you here next week at Acumen Stadium. If not, catch us all the action on WeDigital.ca. Until then, have a good night and get home safe.